Life moves fast. With endless responsibilities, distractions and pressures, it's easy to forget one crucial truth. Your brain is your most precious asset. It's the command center for everything: your thoughts, emotions, decisions, and creativity. Yet, so many of us unintentionally harm it daily, often without even realizing it. Think about this. If you owned a priceless car, would you neglect its maintenance? Would you fuel it with junk or let it sit unused for months? Probably not. Yet, when it comes to our brains, the one vehicle we can't trade in, many of us fail to give it the care it desperately needs. We pile on stress, surround ourselves with negativity, and feed it habits that slowly wear it down. The result? Brain fog, lack of focus, anxiety, and sometimes even deeper health issues. But here's the good news. It's never too late to change. By recognizing the habits that harm your brain, you can start making small, deliberate choices to protect and nurture it. These aren't massive life overhauls. They're simple, practical steps rooted in Stoic wisdom, steps that allow you to reclaim clarity, focus, and inner peace. Let's look at a story you might relate to. It's about a regular person who unknowingly fell into brain-damaging habits, and how they turned it all around. Meet Sarah. She's in her late 30s, juggling a demanding job, a young family, and a long list of personal goals. From the outside, Sarah's life looks fine, maybe even successful, but inside, things aren't as smooth. Every morning starts the same way. Her alarm buzzes, and before she's even out of bed, Sarah scrolls through her phone, bombarded by alarming headlines. Conflict here, tragedy there. It feels like the world is falling apart. By the time she reaches the kitchen, Sarah's already overwhelmed, her chest tight with a sense of helplessness. Her day doesn't improve much. At work, she's surrounded by negativity. Her colleagues are stressed, gossip spreads like wildfire, and conversations often spiral into complaints. By lunchtime, Sarah's energy is drained, her thoughts scattered. She eats quickly at her desk, munching on a sugary granola bar and sipping on a diet soda, hoping the boost will carry her through the afternoon. Evenings aren't much better. After a long day, she stays indoors, collapsing on the couch and binge-watching a crime drama. Dinner is quick and easy, microwaved meals or takeout, and though she tries to relax, her mind races with thoughts of unfinished tasks, worries about the future, and guilt for not taking better care of herself. Over time, Sarah begins to notice changes. She feels tired all the time, even after a full night's sleep. She struggles to focus at work, her memory isn't as sharp, and she's more irritable with her family. Worst of all, she feels stuck, like she's just going through the motions. One day, Sarah's son asks her a simple question. "Why do you look sad all the time, Mom?" The words hit her like a lightning bolt. She realizes she's been so consumed by stress and unhealthy habits that she's barely been present for the people she loves most. Something needs to change. Sarah begins her journey of self-reflection. She starts reading about how daily choices affect brain health and mental well-being. She stumbles across Stoic principles that resonate deeply, especially the idea that while she can't control external events, she can control her reactions and habits. Slowly but surely, Sarah begins to identify and address the habits that have been harming her brain. Sarah recognizes that her morning scroll through negative headlines was setting a bleak tone for her day. Instead of mindlessly consuming bad news, she decides to limit her exposure. She sets boundaries. No news before 9 a.m. and only 15 minutes a day to stay informed. She replaces the morning scroll with a moment of gratitude, reminding herself of the things she can control and appreciate. At work, Sarah starts distancing herself from the office gossip. She doesn't engage in the negativity and instead chooses to focus on constructive conversations. With time, she notices a shift. Her mood is lighter, her energy less drained. She also begins to set boundaries with people who bring constant drama into her life, realizing she doesn't need to fix their problems to feel valuable. Sarah realizes she's been stuck indoors for far too long. She begins taking short walks during her lunch break, soaking up sunlight and fresh air. On weekends, she plans small outings with her family to parks and hiking trails. These simple steps not only boost her mood, but also sharpen her focus and creativity. Sarah learns that the low-fat snacks she's been relying on might not be doing her brain any favors. She starts incorporating healthy fats like avocados, nuts, and olive oil into her meals. Her breakfasts now include eggs, and she notices her energy levels stabilize throughout the day. Sarah also reevaluates her reliance on processed grains. She swaps out white bread and pasta for whole grains in moderation and begins adding more vegetables and lean proteins to her meals. The changes are small but noticeable. She feels less sluggish and more mentally alert. One of Sarah's biggest challenges is her sweet tooth. She starts by cutting back on sugary drinks and replacing them with water or herbal tea. Instead of reaching for a candy bar during afternoon slumps, she snacks on fresh fruit or a handful of nuts. Over time, her sugar cravings diminish, and she feels more in control of her energy. Sarah realizes she's been trying to avoid stress altogether, often procrastinating on difficult tasks. She learns that some stress, when managed well, can be motivating. She adopts a Stoic perspective, viewing challenges as opportunities for growth. By tackling tasks head-on and practicing mindfulness, she feels more capable and resilient. On the flip side, Sarah also acknowledges the need to manage chronic stress. She incorporates breathing exercises into her routine and takes up journaling to process her emotions. These small habits help her approach stressful situations with greater calm and clarity. Sarah had been snacking mindlessly throughout the day, often on processed high-calorie foods. She begins eating balanced meals to curb the need for constant snacks. When she does snack, she opts for brain-friendly options, like Greek yogurt or raw veggies with hummus. After reading about the gut-brain connection, Sarah starts paying more attention to her diet. She adds fermented foods like yogurt and kimchi to her meals, and avoids overusing antibiotics unless absolutely necessary. She notices her digestion improves, and with it, her mood and focus. Last but not the least, Sarah learns about the benefits of grass-fed and pasture-raised animal products. While it's a gradual change due to her budget, she begins prioritizing quality over quantity. She notices her meals leave her feeling more satisfied and less bloated. Sarah's transformation doesn't happen overnight, but the changes are profound. She feels more energetic, focused, and present. Her relationships improve, and she approaches each day with a sense of purpose and calm. The best part? Her son notices too. "You look happy, Mom," he says with a smile. Sarah's story is a reminder that our brains, though incredibly resilient, need care and attention. By breaking free from habits that harm them, we not only improve our mental clarity, but also our overall quality of life. Are you ready to take the first step? Your brain is waiting. The truth about the world around us is that negativity sells. News outlets thrive on it. Social media algorithms amplify it. And without realizing it, we can become prisoners to it. Each headline, each notification, each endless scroll pulls us deeper into a cycle of anxiety, fear, and helplessness. It's not just your mood that takes the hit. Chronic exposure to bad news rewires your brain, leaving scars that linger long after the screen is off. The impact of this habit extends far beyond momentary discomfort. It influences how you think, how you feel, and even how you make decisions. Every time you consume distressing news, your brain registers it as a direct threat. This triggers the fight-or-flight response, flooding your system with cortisol. While this response is helpful in immediate danger, repeated activation becomes toxic. Over time, high cortisol levels damage areas of the brain responsible for memory and emotional regulation. This is why, after a morning of bad news, you might find yourself snapping at loved ones or struggling to focus at work. It's not just the content of the news, it's the constant exposure that trains your brain to exist in a state of heightened alertness, a place of survival rather than thriving. The impact doesn't stop with emotional disruption. Chronic negativity disrupts your sleep patterns. Consuming bad news before bedtime leaves your brain racing with unresolved fears. Instead of restful slumber, you wake up groggy, unfocused and anxious, perpetuating a cycle of mental fatigue. It's no wonder so many feel stuck, like their energy is drained before the day even begins. Beyond the personal, there's a societal cost to this habit. When your mental space is dominated by negativity, your worldview becomes distorted. The brain, craving patterns and predictability, begins to overemphasize the dangers around you. You may find yourself distrusting others, feeling hopeless about the future, or withdrawing from meaningful connections. This isolation doesn't just affect your relationships, it weakens your resilience. A brain constantly steeped in bad news loses its ability to find solutions or take decisive actions, leaving you in a loop of passivity and despair. To step out of this cycle, it's essential to regain control over what you allow into your mind. Limiting your news consumption doesn't mean ignorance, it means intentionality. Decide on specific times to check the news rather than letting it flood your day. Curate your sources, favoring those that provide balanced perspectives rather than sensationalism. This small but deliberate action can reintroduce calm into your mind and clarity into your thoughts. There's also value in balancing negative news with stories of hope and progress. The world is complex, but it's not all bleak. Acts of kindness, breakthroughs in science, and stories of resilience are happening every day. By seeking out these narratives, you remind your brain of its innate capacity to hope. This isn't about blind optimism. It's about giving your mind the tools it needs to face challenges with a balanced perspective. An overlooked but powerful practice is mindfulness. After encountering distressing news, taking a few moments to breathe deeply and ground yourself in the present can prevent the emotional residue from lingering. This doesn't mean dismissing the gravity of the news, but ensuring it doesn't hijack your entire day. Journaling can also help, giving you a space to process what you've read without letting it fester. Social media, though often an amplifier of bad news, can be reshaped into a positive tool. You have the power to unfollow accounts that feed negativity and instead fill your feed with uplifting, inspiring content. Think of it as tending a mental garden, pulling out the weeds and planting seeds that nourish your spirit. This intentional curation of what you see online will gradually shift your mindset, reducing the emotional toll of bad news. For deeper resilience, Consider practicing gratitude daily. Gratitude doesn't erase the harsh realities of the world, but provides a counterbalance. When you acknowledge the good in your life, you strengthen your brain's ability to see opportunities amid challenges. Gratitude also improves neural plasticity, enhancing your brain's ability to adapt and grow, even in difficult times. Community plays a vital role in counteracting the effects of chronic bad news. Connecting with others who share your values or passions can shift your focus from global despair to localized action. Volunteering, for example, provides a sense of purpose and agency, reminding you that you can make a difference, even in small ways. These connections ground you in the tangible and the immediate, reducing the overwhelming nature of abstract global problems. Stoic philosophy offers profound guidance here. The Stoics taught the importance of distinguishing between what is within your control and what is not. You cannot stop the endless stream of bad news, but you can control how you engage with it. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By embracing this mindset, you reclaim power over your emotional state, refusing to let external chaos dictate your inner peace. One transformative practice is the power of reframing. Instead of seeing bad news as a source of despair, view it as a call to action or an opportunity for compassion. This doesn't mean you'll solve every issue, but that you can respond with purpose rather than passivity. For example, hearing about climate challenges might inspire you to adopt more sustainable habits or support local environmental initiatives. Such actions reinforce a sense of agency, countering the helplessness that bad news often brings. There's also wisdom in the art of detachment. Detachment doesn't mean indifference, but choosing not to let external events disturb your inner calm. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When the weight of the world feels unbearable, remind yourself of this truth. Focus on what you can influence and let go of what you cannot. As you navigate a world saturated with bad news, remember that resilience is built over time, through small, consistent efforts. Each step you take, whether limiting news consumption, practicing mindfulness, or fostering gratitude, strengthens your brain's capacity to weather challenges. By making these changes, you're not only protecting your mental well-being, but also creating a foundation for a more focused, balanced, and fulfilling life. Your mind deserves that care. It's not just a matter of surviving the flood of negativity, but thriving despite it. The constant stream of bad news often comes with another burden: interactions with people who amplify negativity. These toxic personalities can drain your energy, cloud your judgment, and leave you feeling emotionally exhausted. Their presence in your life might not be as overt as a breaking news headline, but the damage they cause can be just as significant. Navigating relationships with such individuals requires awareness, boundaries, and strategies that protect your well-being while fostering emotional clarity. Toxic personalities are not always easy to recognize. They might appear as friends who subtly criticize you, co-workers who thrive on gossip, or even family members whose negativity seems inescapable. Their influence can creep in slowly, affecting how you view yourself, others, and the world. Over time, their patterns can undermine your confidence, create self-doubt, and perpetuate stress. Identifying these behaviors is the first step in taking control of your mental and emotional health. One common trait of toxic individuals is their tendency to manipulate. They might play the victim to gain sympathy or use guilt as a tool to control others. These tactics can leave you feeling responsible for their happiness or obligated to meet their demands, even at the expense of your well-being. Recognizing manipulation involves paying attention to patterns. If someone frequently makes you feel guilty or dependent, it's a sign to reassess the dynamics of that relationship. Another hallmark of toxicity is constant negativity. While everyone faces challenges, toxic individuals often dwell on the bad, finding faults in situations, people, and ideas. They can drain the positivity from any environment, leaving a sense of gloom. This persistent negativity not only affects your mood, but also rewires your brain to expect the worst, fostering a mindset of pessimism. Surrounding yourself with such energy can make it harder to see opportunities, solutions, or hope. Setting boundaries is a powerful tool against toxic personalities. Clear, firm boundaries communicate your limits and protect your emotional space. For example, if someone constantly criticizes your decisions, you can choose to disengage from those conversations or redirect the focus to constructive topics. Boundaries are not about pushing people away, but creating a healthy distance that ensures mutual respect. The role of self-awareness cannot be overstated when dealing with toxic personalities. Self-awareness allows you to notice how certain interactions affect your emotions and energy. After spending time with someone, reflect on whether you feel uplifted, neutral, or drained. Patterns of emotional exhaustion or frustration are indicators that the relationship may need re-evaluation. By becoming more attuned to your feelings, you can make choices that prioritize your mental health. Toxic individuals often thrive on drama, creating conflict where none exists. They might exaggerate issues, stir up tension, or pit people against one another. This behavior can distract you from your goals and add unnecessary stress to your life. Reducing exposure to drama means consciously choosing not to engage in such dynamics. Instead of being drawn into arguments or gossip, redirect your focus to constructive activities that align with your values. Empathy is a double-edged sword when dealing with toxic personalities. While understanding their struggles can foster compassion, excessive empathy can leave you vulnerable to their manipulation. Balancing empathy with assertiveness is key. You can acknowledge their challenges without taking on their burdens or letting their behavior go unchecked. This balance allows you to maintain kindness without compromising your boundaries. One of the most challenging aspects of toxic relationships is the fear of confrontation. Many people avoid addressing issues out of concern for conflict or rejection. However, addressing toxic behavior doesn't have to be confrontational. Open, honest communication can create opportunities for growth and understanding. For instance, expressing how certain actions affect you, using I statements rather than accusations, can foster dialogue without escalating tensions. Not all toxic relationships are meant to be repaired. In some cases, the healthiest choice is to let go. Walking away from a toxic person is not a sign of failure, but an act of self-preservation. This decision can be difficult, especially if the individual is a long-time friend or family member. However, prioritizing your mental health is essential for personal growth and well-being. When you release toxic relationships, you create space for healthier connections. Cultivating a supportive social circle is a powerful antidote to toxicity. Surrounding yourself with individuals who uplift, inspire, and challenge you positively reinforces a sense of belonging and purpose. These relationships act as a buffer against negativity, reminding you of your worth and potential. Investing time and energy in nurturing these connections can transform your outlook on life. Stoic philosophy offers profound insights, for dealing with toxic personalities. The Stoics emphasized focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot. You cannot change someone else's behavior, but you can choose how to respond to it. Epictetus wrote, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This perspective empowers you to maintain inner peace, regardless of external challenges. Practicing detachment is another Stoic principle that can help. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means not allowing others to control your emotions. By detaching from the need for validation or approval from toxic individuals, you regain power over your emotional state. This practice requires mindfulness, as it involves recognizing triggers and consciously choosing not to react. Resilience is built through small, consistent actions. Each time you set a boundary, disengage from drama, or choose to walk away, you strengthen your ability to protect your mental space. Resilience is not about avoiding difficulties, but about responding to them with strength and clarity. Over time, this approach transforms how you navigate relationships and challenges. Forgiveness is a final, powerful step in releasing the grip of toxic personalities. Forgiveness is not about excusing harmful behavior or inviting someone back into your life. It's about freeing yourself from the resentment that binds you to the past. Holding on to anger or bitterness only prolongs the emotional damage caused by toxic interactions. Forgiveness allows you to move forward, unburdened and at peace. Breaking free from the influence of toxic personalities is a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. It requires courage, self-awareness, and a commitment to prioritize your well-being. As you let go of the negativity they bring, you create space for joy, growth, and deeper connections. Your mental and emotional health are worth protecting, and every step you take toward this goal is a step toward a more fulfilling life. Toxic personalities often pull you into cycles of negativity and drain your energy. Once you start creating boundaries and reclaiming your emotional space, another issue might emerge. How often you isolate yourself indoors. It might feel like a refuge, but spending too much time inside is quietly harmful to both your brain and body, slowly eroding your vitality and mental clarity. The walls that seem to shield you from the outside world can also block you from what nourishes your mind and spirit. Natural light, fresh air, and the organic rhythm of the outdoors are essential for your well-being, yet many people unknowingly trade them for the artificial comforts of indoor life. This habit not only dulls your senses, but also reshapes your brain in ways that limit your potential and joy. When you spend excessive time inside, your exposure to natural light diminishes significantly, which disrupts your body's internal clock, also known as the circadian rhythm. This rhythm controls your sleep-wake cycle, energy levels, and mood. Without regular exposure to sunlight, your brain produces less serotonin, a key neurotransmitter that enhances mood and focus. Lower serotonin levels can lead to feelings of sadness, lethargy, and even depression. Over time, the lack of sunlight disrupts your sleep patterns, leaving you tired during the day and restless at night. The air quality indoors is another overlooked factor. While you may feel protected inside, indoor air can be up to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air due to dust, chemicals, and stagnant ventilation. Breathing this air for extended periods can impair your brain's oxygen supply, leading to fatigue, headaches, and a general foggy feeling. Your brain thrives on oxygen-rich blood, and poor quality air reduces the efficiency of this vital process, subtly wearing down your cognitive abilities over time. Physical activity also takes a hit when you spend too much time indoors. Outdoor spaces naturally encourage movement, whether it's walking, gardening, or simply stretching in the sun. Indoors, the tendency is to remain sedentary, especially with the lure of screens and soft furniture. Lack of movement impacts your brain's plasticity, the ability to adapt and grow. Regular physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, which is crucial for maintaining memory, creativity, and problem-solving skills. Without it, your brain becomes sluggish, making even simple tasks feel overwhelming. A hidden consequence of staying indoors is the loss of sensory stimulation. The outdoors engage all your senses: the warmth of sunlight, the rustle of leaves, the scent of fresh grass. These experiences activate areas of your brain responsible for memory and emotional regulation. Indoors, where the environment is static and controlled, sensory input is limited, dulling your perception and reducing your ability to connect with the world. This disconnect can leave you feeling isolated, even when you're surrounded by people. The psychological effects of prolonged indoor living can also be profound. Research shows that spending excessive time inside increases the likelihood of rumination, repetitive, negative thought patterns that amplify stress and anxiety. Without the grounding influence of nature, your mind may become consumed by worries, creating a feedback loop of overthinking and emotional exhaustion. The outdoors, in contrast, provides a sense of perspective. Standing beneath a vast sky or near a flowing river reminds you of your place in the world, grounding you in the present moment and easing mental tension. Social isolation is another byproduct of staying inside. While it might feel safe and comfortable to avoid the outside world, it often limits your interactions with others. Face-to-face connections are essential for emotional health, and they stimulate your brain in ways that digital communication cannot replicate. Outdoor spaces, whether parks, community events, or simply your neighborhood, encourage spontaneous interactions that foster a sense of belonging and support. When you retreat indoors for too long, you risk losing these vital connections. Vitamin D deficiency is a common result of staying inside, as sunlight is a primary source of this crucial nutrient. Vitamin D is not only essential for bone health, but also plays a significant role in brain function. Low levels of vitamin D have been linked to cognitive decline, depression, and a weakened immune system. A simple walk in the sun can replenish your levels, improving both your mood and mental clarity. The outdoors isn't just a backdrop. It's a vital component of a healthy, functioning brain. Spending time outside also nurtures creativity and problem-solving skills. The open spaces and natural settings stimulate your brain in ways that indoor environments cannot. Studies have shown that even short periods of time in nature can enhance divergent thinking, the ability to generate multiple solutions to a problem. This boost in creativity isn't just for artists or writers. It benefits anyone seeking fresh perspectives and innovative ideas. The outdoors inspires a sense of curiosity and exploration, which feeds your brain's natural desire to grow and learn. Nature's rhythm has a calming effect on the nervous system. The constant hum of indoor life, electronics, artificial lighting, and enclosed spaces can overstimulate your senses and elevate stress levels. Outdoor environments, on the other hand, promote relaxation by activating the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps your body recover from stress. Listening to the sound of birds, feeling the breeze on your skin, or watching the gentle sway of trees all signal your brain to slow down, fostering a state of calm and focus. Exposure to nature has also been shown to improve attention span and concentration. In a world filled with distractions, stepping outside offers a reprieve from the constant pull of notifications and screens. The concept of soft fascination, where natural scenes hold your attention effortlessly, allows your brain to rest and recharge. This mental reset enhances your ability to focus when you return to tasks, making you more productive and less prone to burnout. The benefits of outdoor time extend beyond the individual. Families and communities that spend time together in natural settings often report stronger bonds and greater overall happiness. Outdoor activities provide opportunities to connect in meaningful ways, whether through shared walks, picnics, or sports. These experiences create positive memories and foster a sense of unity that indoor environments rarely replicate. Engaging with others in nature reinforces social ties while simultaneously supporting mental health. Taking the first steps to break the habit of staying indoors may feel daunting, but small changes can lead to significant improvements. Start with manageable goals, like a short walk around the block or a visit to a local park. Gradually increase the time you spend outside, exploring different environments to keep the experience engaging. Incorporate outdoor routines into your daily life, such as drinking your morning coffee on the porch or reading in the garden. If mobility or accessibility is a concern, even opening windows to let in fresh air and sunlight can make a difference. Houseplants can also bring a touch of nature indoors, improving air quality and creating a sense of connection to the outside world. The goal is to integrate elements of the natural world into your life, regardless of your circumstances. Spending too much time inside often stems from habits formed over time, but recognizing the impact of this behavior is the first step toward change. By prioritizing outdoor experiences, you nurture your brain, boost your mood, and enhance your overall quality of life. The world beyond your walls holds endless opportunities for growth, inspiration, and connection. Embrace it and watch your mind thrive in ways you never thought possible. Spending too much time indoors takes a toll on the mind and body, limiting the natural stimulation your brain craves. As you explore ways to rejuvenate yourself through outdoor connections, another critical aspect of mental and physical health emerges: your diet. In particular, low-fat, low-cholesterol diets, once celebrated as the holy grail of health, might be silently depriving your brain of essential nutrients. For decades, society has been conditioned to fear fat. Food labels proudly proclaim low-fat or cholesterol-free as badges of honor, and countless people have shaped their meals around these promises. Yet, while these diets may lower calorie counts, they often do so at the expense of what your brain needs to thrive. Fat and cholesterol are not enemies. They are allies, fundamental to brain health and overall well-being. Cutting them out entirely has repercussions far greater than we once believed. The human brain is composed of nearly 60% fat, and it relies heavily on dietary fats for its structure and function. Cholesterol plays a key role in forming and maintaining cell membranes, particularly in the brain's neurons. These membranes facilitate communication between brain cells, ensuring smooth transmission of signals that govern thought, memory, and emotion. When dietary cholesterol is drastically reduced, your brain struggles to maintain these essential processes, potentially leading to cognitive decline and slower mental processing over time. Low-fat diets often strip away these vital nutrients, replacing them with refined carbohydrates and sugars to maintain flavor and texture. This substitution not only deprives the brain of healthy fats, but also contributes to blood sugar spikes and crashes, which can impair focus, mood, and energy. While these diets may seem appealing for short-term weight loss, their long-term effects on mental clarity and resilience can be devastating. One of the most profound effects of cutting fats is the reduction of omega-3 fatty acids in the diet. Omega-3s are essential fats that the body cannot produce on its own, making them critical to obtain through food. They play a pivotal role in reducing inflammation, supporting neurotransmitter function, and protecting the brain from age-related decline. Without sufficient omega-3s, individuals are more susceptible to mood disorders like depression and anxiety. Sources like salmon, walnuts, flax seeds, and avocados are nature's gifts designed to fuel your brain and stabilize your emotions. Cholesterol, often demonized in low-fat diets, is another misunderstood component. Beyond forming cell membranes, cholesterol aids in the production of essential hormones, including cortisol, estrogen, and testosterone. These hormones regulate stress, mood, and energy. A diet devoid of cholesterol can disrupt these hormonal balances, leading to fatigue, irritability, and even an increased risk of mental health disorders. Balanced cholesterol levels are not just a physical necessity, they are a cornerstone of mental well-being. Low-fat diets also impact the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins such as A, D, E, and K. These vitamins are crucial for brain health and function. Vitamin D, for instance, not only supports bone health, but also has a direct impact on mood regulation and cognitive function. A lack of dietary fat limits your body's ability to absorb these vitamins, leaving your brain undernourished and vulnerable to stress. Similarly, vitamin E acts as a powerful antioxidant, protecting brain cells from oxidative damage. Without adequate fat in the diet, these vitamins cannot perform their protective roles. Another hidden danger of low-fat diets is the reliance on processed, low-fat alternatives. These products are often laden with artificial ingredients, stabilizers, and sugar to compensate for the lack of flavor caused by fat removal. While marketed as healthier choices, these foods can trigger inflammation and oxidative stress, two factors strongly linked to cognitive decline. By choosing natural, unprocessed fats over synthetic substitutes, you provide your brain with the nourishment it needs to stay sharp and resilient. Brain health is closely tied to the quality of fats consumed. Monounsaturated fats, found in olive oil, almonds, and avocados, are particularly beneficial for improving memory and reducing the risk of cognitive disorders. These fats support blood flow to the brain, enhancing its ability to process information and store memories. Additionally, polyunsaturated fats, including omega-6s and omega-3s, work together to maintain neuronal integrity and protect against inflammation. Mental clarity and focus are directly influenced by the types of fats present in your diet. Medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, found in coconut oil, are rapidly absorbed and converted into energy for the brain. This immediate energy source helps improve cognitive performance, especially in tasks requiring sustained attention. Including MCTs in your diet can provide the mental stamina needed for long workdays or challenging decision-making. The relationship between dietary fat and mood cannot be ignored. Healthy fats play a crucial role in regulating neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which are essential for maintaining emotional balance. Diets deficient in fat can disrupt these chemical pathways, leading to mood swings, irritability, and increased susceptibility to stress. By incorporating a variety of healthy fats into your meals, you create a stable foundation for emotional resilience. Emerging research highlights the role of ketogenic diets, which are high in healthy fats and low in carbohydrates, in supporting brain function. These diets encourage the production of ketones, an alternative energy source for the brain. Ketones have been shown to enhance cognitive function, improve focus, and even reduce symptoms of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. While a strict ketogenic diet may not be for everyone, its principles underscore the importance of dietary fats in maintaining optimal brain health. It is also essential to consider the sources of fats in your diet. Grass-fed butter, fatty fish, and nuts provide a wealth of nutrients without the harmful additives found in processed foods. On the other hand, trans fats, commonly found in fried foods and baked goods, are highly damaging to the brain. They increase inflammation, disrupt neurotransmitter activity, and contribute to cognitive decline. Choosing natural, whole food sources of fat over processed alternatives ensures that your brain receives the highest quality nourishment. Low-fat diets often leave individuals feeling unsatisfied and hungry, leading to overeating and unhealthy snacking. Fats provide a sense of satiety, signaling to your brain that you are full. Without this signal, you may find yourself reaching for quick fixes like sugary snacks, which only exacerbate the cycle of blood sugar crashes and mental fatigue. Including fats in your meals helps regulate appetite and support steady energy levels throughout the day. Cultural misconceptions about dietary fat have created a fear of foods like eggs, full-fat dairy, and red meat. Yet these foods, when consumed in moderation and sourced responsibly, offer valuable nutrients that support brain health. Eggs, for instance, are rich in choline, a nutrient vital for memory and learning. Full-fat dairy provides conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, which has been linked to improved mental performance. Red meat, when grass-fed, contains higher levels of omega-3s and fewer inflammatory compounds compared to its grain-fed counterparts. Balancing your intake of fats with other essential nutrients is key to optimizing brain health. Pairing healthy fats with fiber-rich vegetables and lean proteins creates a synergistic effect, enhancing nutrient absorption and stabilizing blood sugar levels. This balance not only supports cognitive function, but also reduces the risk of chronic diseases that can impair brain health over time. The shift away from low-fat diets requires a mindset change. Embracing fats as a vital part of your diet involves re-educating yourself about their benefits and breaking free from outdated dietary myths. It means viewing food as fuel for both your body and mind, choosing nutrient-dense options that enhance your overall well-being. Your brain deserves nourishment that supports its complex and vital functions. By moving away from restrictive low-fat diets and embracing a balanced approach to healthy fats, you provide your mind with the tools it needs to thrive. This isn't just about physical health, it's about reclaiming mental clarity, emotional balance, and the ability to face life's challenges with strength and focus. As you step away from the myths of low-fat diets and embrace the nourishment your brain truly needs, another dietary trap often goes unnoticed: high-grain diets. Grains are a staple in many cultures, marketed as the foundation of a balanced meal. Yet, consuming grains excessively can quietly undermine your brain health and overall vitality. Understanding their impact is key to making thoughtful choices that prioritize your mental clarity and well-being. Grains, especially refined ones, are heavily processed to remove their nutrient-rich components like bran and germ, leaving behind primarily starch. This starch quickly converts to sugar in your body, causing a rapid spike in blood glucose levels. While this may provide a temporary burst of energy, the subsequent crash leaves your brain fatigued, irritable, and struggling to focus. Over time, these blood sugar fluctuations can lead to insulin resistance, a condition linked to cognitive decline and an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. Even whole grains, often celebrated for their fiber content, can have a complex relationship with brain health when consumed in excess. Grains contain compounds like lectins and phytic acid, which interfere with the absorption of essential nutrients. These anti-nutrients can prevent your brain from getting the vitamins and minerals it needs to function optimally, such as magnesium, zinc, and iron. Without adequate levels of these nutrients, neurotransmitter production and overall cognitive function can suffer. A diet high in grains often displaces other nutrient-dense foods that are crucial for brain health, such as vegetables, fruits, and healthy fats. This imbalance leaves your diet lacking in antioxidants, which protect the brain from oxidative stress and inflammation. Over time, this inflammation can damage neurons, leading to impaired memory, slower thinking, and an increased risk of neurodegenerative diseases. Gluten, a protein found in wheat, barley, and rye, is another factor to consider in high-grain diets. While only a small percentage of people have celiac disease, research shows that even non-celiac gluten sensitivity can trigger inflammation in the brain. This inflammation is linked to symptoms like brain fog, anxiety, and depression. For some, reducing gluten intake can significantly improve mental clarity and mood. High-grain diets can also disrupt the delicate balance of gut health, which has a direct connection to brain health. Grains, particularly refined ones, feed harmful bacteria in the gut, promoting dysbiosis, a state where bad bacteria outnumber the good. This imbalance affects the gut-brain axis, a communication pathway between your digestive system and your brain. An unhealthy gut can produce inflammatory compounds that cross into the brain, exacerbating mental health issues and reducing cognitive function. Carbohydrate-heavy diets that rely on grains can also impair mitochondrial function. Mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells, are responsible for producing energy. When grains dominate your diet, the reliance on glucose for energy becomes constant, leaving little room for metabolic flexibility. Over time, this over-reliance can lead to mitochondrial dysfunction, reducing your brain's ability to sustain energy levels needed for focus and mental endurance. The overconsumption of grains often leads to hidden calorie overloads, particularly when paired with sugary additives like syrups, jams, or even processed oils. This caloric excess not only contributes to weight gain, but also increases inflammation in the body. Chronic inflammation can seep into the brain, damaging synapses, the connections between neurons that enable learning and memory. Reducing grain consumption helps break this cycle, allowing your brain to function without unnecessary inflammatory stress. Replacing high-grain diets with nutrient-dense alternatives offers a range of benefits. Vegetables like leafy greens, broccoli, and bell peppers provide essential vitamins and antioxidants without the inflammatory risks of grains. Root vegetables such as sweet potatoes or parsnips offer a natural, slower-releasing carbohydrate source, providing steady energy without the sugar spikes and crashes. These alternatives also support a diverse gut microbiome, promoting better digestion and mental clarity. Protein is another valuable substitute for grains. Lean meats, fish, eggs, and plant-based proteins like lentils and chickpeas provide amino acids that are crucial for neurotransmitter production. Proteins also stabilize blood sugar levels, reducing the cognitive fluctuations associated with grain-heavy meals. Prioritizing protein ensures your brain gets the steady supply of building blocks it needs to thrive. Healthy fats play a pivotal role in transitioning away from high-grain diets. Avocados, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish like salmon provide long-lasting energy and support brain cell structure. These fats are anti-inflammatory, counteracting the harmful effects of prolonged grain consumption. Incorporating fats into your meals also helps regulate appetite, preventing overeating and improving focus and concentration. Hydration is often overlooked but is crucial when reducing grains. Grains, particularly processed ones, contribute to water retention and bloating. Replacing them with hydrating foods like cucumbers, melons, and citrus fruits helps flush out toxins, reducing inflammation and supporting brain function. Staying hydrated improves circulation, ensuring that oxygen and nutrients reach the brain efficiently. A practical strategy for reducing grains is focusing on portion control. Instead of removing grains entirely, you can choose smaller portions of whole grains, like quinoa or brown rice, and pair them with larger servings of vegetables and proteins. This approach maintains variety in your meals while minimizing the potential downsides of grain overconsumption. Moderation allows you to enjoy grains without letting them dominate your diet. Fermented foods are another powerful addition to counterbalance the effects of grains. Foods like kimchi, sauerkraut, and kefir introduce beneficial probiotics into your gut, strengthening the gut-brain axis and reducing inflammation. Fermented foods also improve digestion, helping your body absorb more nutrients from other parts of your diet, ultimately enhancing brain health. Mindfulness in eating is a transformative practice when shifting away from high-grain diets. Paying attention to how certain foods make you feel, both physically and mentally, can guide your choices. Many people experience increased energy, better focus, and improved mood when they reduce grains. But these changes are most noticeable when you tune into your body's responses. Mindful eating fosters a deeper connection between your diet and your well-being. Social habits and cultural norms often center around grains, making them a deeply ingrained part of daily life. Bread at the dinner table, pasta nights, and cereal breakfasts are comforting traditions, but they don't have to disappear entirely. Exploring creative alternatives like zucchini noodles or cauliflower rice allows you to honor these traditions while supporting your brain health. Expanding your culinary horizons can turn these changes into an exciting adventure rather than a restriction. The psychological benefits of reducing grains go hand in hand with the physical improvements. As inflammation decreases and energy stabilizes, many people report clearer thinking, heightened creativity, and a more positive outlook. These changes create a ripple effect, improving productivity, relationships, and overall quality of life. The mental clarity gained from nourishing your brain with better food choices is a reward that far outweighs the convenience of grain-heavy meals. High-grain diets may seem harmless, even beneficial, based on outdated dietary guidelines. However, recognizing their potential downsides empowers you to make informed choices. By reducing grains and prioritizing nutrient-dense foods, you create a foundation for optimal brain health. Each meal becomes an opportunity to support your mind, fueling not just your body, but also your potential to think, feel, and live better. Reducing high-grain diets opens a pathway to clearer thinking and better mental health. But there's another dietary culprit that often sneaks in unnoticed: sugar. It's everywhere, woven into the fabric of modern eating habits, from the obvious desserts to the hidden sugars in condiments, snacks, and drinks. High-sugar diets don't just affect your waistline, they erode your brain's ability to function at its best, slowly compromising focus, memory, and emotional balance. Sugar's immediate effects might feel pleasurable, a rush of energy, a momentary lift in mood, but these are deceptive highs. Behind the scenes, sugar wreaks havoc on the brain. Each spike in blood sugar triggers a cascade of insulin responses, which the body uses to regulate glucose levels. Over time, frequent sugar consumption desensitizes your cells to insulin, leading to insulin resistance. This condition directly affects the brain, impairing its ability to use glucose for energy efficiently, which can lead to cognitive decline. The brain, being a high-energy organ, depends on a steady supply of fuel. Sugar disrupts this balance by causing energy surges followed by crashes. These fluctuations make it harder to concentrate and sustain mental effort. Tasks that require prolonged focus become daunting, and decision-making can feel overwhelming. This erratic energy cycle is one reason many people turn to more sugar or caffeine for relief, creating a self-perpetuating loop of dependency. Beyond energy instability, sugar has a significant impact on memory. High sugar diets are linked to inflammation in the hippocampus, the brain region responsible for learning and memory. Inflammation interferes with neural communication, making it harder to store and recall information. This is why consistent sugar consumption can leave you feeling forgetful or mentally sluggish, even in tasks you once performed with ease. The emotional toll of sugar is equally profound. Consuming high amounts of sugar can lead to imbalances in neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which regulate mood. While sugar may temporarily boost these chemicals, frequent consumption depletes your brain's natural reserves, leaving you more prone to irritability, anxiety, and even depression. These emotional swings not only affect your mental state, but also your relationships and productivity. Sugar also accelerates the aging process in the brain through a process called glycation. This occurs when sugar molecules attach to proteins or fats, forming harmful compounds known as advanced glycation end products, AGs. These compounds damage cells and tissues, including neurons, reducing their ability to function. Glycation has been linked to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, reinforcing the long-term risks of excessive sugar intake. High sugar diets don't just harm the brain directly, they also disrupt the gut microbiome, which has a profound influence on mental health. Sugar feeds harmful bacteria in the gut, promoting dysbiosis and weakening the gut-brain axis. This imbalance can lead to increased inflammation and reduced production of neurotransmitters like serotonin, which is largely produced in the gut. A compromised gut microbiome contributes to brain fog, mood instability, and a weakened immune system. Reducing sugar intake requires awareness and intentionality. Start by identifying hidden sources of sugar in your diet. Processed foods, sauces, salad dressings, and beverages often contain surprising amounts of added sugar. Reading labels and choosing whole, unprocessed foods can significantly reduce your sugar intake without feeling restrictive. Swapping sugary snacks for nutrient-dense options like nuts, seeds, or fresh fruits provides natural sweetness, along with fiber and essential nutrients. The timing of sugar consumption also matters. Pairing sugar with protein or healthy fats can slow its absorption, reducing the spike and crash effect. For instance, adding a handful of almonds to a piece of fruit can create a more balanced snack, providing sustained energy and reducing cravings. Prioritizing balanced meals helps stabilize blood sugar levels, keeping your brain sharp and your mood steady throughout the day. Hydration plays a critical role in managing sugar cravings. Often, what feels like a sugar craving is actually your body signaling for water. Drinking a glass of water before reaching for a sugary snack can reduce the urge and help you stay hydrated, which is essential for optimal brain function. Dehydration exacerbates fatigue and impairs concentration, compounding the effects of sugar consumption. Exercise is another powerful tool in combating the effects of sugar. Physical activity helps regulate blood sugar levels by increasing insulin sensitivity and promoting glucose uptake into cells. This reduces the harmful effects of sugar on the brain and supports overall mental clarity. Incorporating regular movement, whether through walking, yoga, or strength training, enhances your body's ability to process sugar more effectively. Sleep is often overlooked but is deeply connected to sugar consumption. Poor sleep increases cravings for sugary foods as your body seeks quick energy to compensate for fatigue. On the flip side, high sugar intake disrupts sleep quality, creating a vicious cycle. Prioritizing restful sleep not only reduces sugar cravings, but also allows your brain to detoxify and recharge, improving focus and emotional stability. Mindful eating is a transformative practice when it comes to sugar. Paying attention to why and when you crave sugar can uncover emotional triggers or habits that lead to overconsumption. Stress, boredom, or social cues often drive sugar cravings. Addressing these underlying factors, whether through relaxation techniques, engaging activities, or supportive social interactions, reduces the emotional reliance on sugar. The benefits of reducing sugar extend far beyond the physical. Many people report improved focus, enhanced creativity, and greater emotional resilience when they cut back on sugar. These mental gains reinforce healthier habits, creating a positive feedback loop. The clarity and energy that come from nourishing your brain with stable, quality fuel are far more rewarding than the fleeting highs of sugar. Replacing sugar doesn't mean sacrificing enjoyment. Natural sweeteners like honey or maple syrup can be used sparingly to add flavor without the same level of disruption to blood sugar. Spices like cinnamon or vanilla extract can also enhance sweetness naturally, adding depth to your meals without relying on refined sugars. Exploring these alternatives keeps your diet enjoyable while supporting your brain health. Social settings often pose challenges when reducing sugar, but preparation can make a difference. Bringing your own healthy options to gatherings or finding creative ways to participate without overindulging helps maintain your goals without feeling isolated. Sharing your journey with others can inspire them to make healthier choices as well, fostering a supportive environment. The decision to cut back on sugar is an investment in your brain's long-term health. While the initial adjustments may feel challenging, the rewards are undeniable. Each step you take toward reducing sugar strengthens your mind, balances your emotions, and protects your future. By choosing nourishment over indulgence, you empower yourself to think, feel, and live at your best. As sugar slowly recedes from the forefront of your daily habits, another unexpected aspect of life emerges: the impact of low stress or no stress living. Stress often gets a bad reputation, but removing it entirely can be just as harmful as experiencing chronic stress. Without the right amount of challenge, your brain and body can grow stagnant, leaving you unprepared to face life's inevitable difficulties. A life devoid of stress can lull you into a false sense of comfort, diminishing resilience, adaptability, and even a sense of purpose. Stress, in its healthiest form, is a natural motivator. It pushes you to grow, learn, and achieve. Known as eustress, this type of stress occurs when you face challenges that stretch your abilities without overwhelming you. It's what helps you prepare for a presentation, push through a workout, or meet an important deadline. Without it, the brain becomes understimulated, reducing the production of hormones like dopamine and adrenaline that are essential for focus, motivation, and energy. Low-stress environments can lead to mental complacency. When there are no goals to strive for or obstacles to overcome, the brain's reward system remains dormant. This can foster feelings of boredom, dissatisfaction, and even mild depression. A lack of mental stimulation impacts neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new neural connections. Over time, this can dull problem-solving skills, creativity, and critical thinking, leaving you less capable of handling unexpected challenges. In the absence of stress, the body's adaptive systems become less efficient. Stress, in moderate amounts, activates your cardiovascular and immune systems, helping them stay alert and responsive. Without these occasional activations, these systems can become sluggish, making you more susceptible to illness and fatigue. This is why people who lead overly sedentary, low-stress lifestyles often report feeling tired and unmotivated despite facing minimal pressures. Low-stress living can also hinder emotional growth. Facing adversity and learning to navigate it builds emotional resilience, the ability to recover from setbacks. When life is too easy or predictable, opportunities to strengthen this resilience are few. This lack of emotional exercise can leave you more vulnerable to anxiety and frustration when challenges inevitably arise. Small, controlled amounts of stress serve as practice runs, helping you develop coping mechanisms for larger difficulties. Your sense of identity can also weaken in a low-stress environment. Stress often arises from pursuing goals, responsibilities, and passions, elements that shape who you are. Without these driving forces, it's easy to lose direction and feel unfulfilled. A life devoid of stress may seem peaceful, but it can lack the sense of accomplishment and purpose that comes from overcoming meaningful challenges. Purpose is deeply intertwined with stress. Pursuing what matters often requires stepping out of your comfort zone. Relationships can also suffer when stress levels are too low. Shared challenges often strengthen bonds, whether it's working through financial struggles as a couple, solving a family issue, or navigating conflicts with friends. These experiences create opportunities for empathy, understanding, and connection. Without them, relationships may feel shallow or stagnant, lacking the depth that comes from shared growth. To introduce healthy stress into your life, it's essential to set meaningful goals. These goals don't need to be monumental. Even small, achievable targets provide the brain with a sense of purpose and direction. For example, learning a new skill, taking on a creative project, or volunteering for a cause you care about can reintroduce positive stress into your daily routine. These activities challenge you while offering rewards that reinforce personal growth. Physical activity is another way to incorporate healthy stress. Exercise places controlled stress on the body, encouraging strength, endurance, and adaptability. Activities like weightlifting, running, or yoga challenge both your body and mind, teaching you to push through discomfort in a safe and productive way. The endorphins released during exercise also improve mood and reduce feelings of boredom or restlessness. Creating routines that introduce small challenges can keep your mind sharp. For example, solving puzzles, engaging in strategic games, or taking on intellectually demanding tasks helps maintain cognitive flexibility. These activities mimic the effects of eustress, providing mental stimulation without overwhelming you. Over time, they enhance your problem-solving abilities and improve your capacity to adapt to change. Mindful reflection is a powerful tool for managing low-stress living. Reflecting on your values, passions, and aspirations can uncover areas of your life where growth is needed. This introspection often reveals challenges worth pursuing, helping you reconnect with your sense of purpose. Journaling or meditating on these thoughts provides clarity, guiding you toward meaningful action. Interpersonal relationships can also be a source of healthy stress. Engaging in difficult conversations, supporting a friend through a challenge, or working collaboratively on a shared goal introduces manageable stress while deepening connections. These interactions build trust, empathy, and resilience, enriching your social life and fostering a sense of community. The physical environment plays a significant role in maintaining a healthy balance of stress. Overly comfortable or predictable surroundings can contribute to complacency. Changing your environment, whether by traveling, redecorating, or simply spending more time outdoors, stimulates your senses and broadens your perspective. These changes can reignite curiosity and motivation, breaking the monotony of low-stress living. Time management is another factor to consider. Too much idle time can lead to a sense of aimlessness, while structured schedules provide a sense of accomplishment and momentum. Balancing relaxation with productivity ensures that your days remain engaging and fulfilling. Scheduling breaks between tasks allows for recovery without falling into prolonged inactivity. Mindset shifts can transform how you view stress. Instead of seeing it as something to avoid, recognize it as a natural part of growth. Reframing stress as an opportunity rather than a threat helps you approach challenges with confidence and curiosity. This mindset encourages you to step outside your comfort zone, embrace new experiences, and develop skills that strengthen your resilience. Community involvement offers another avenue for introducing positive stress. Participating in local initiatives, joining a group that shares your interests, or contributing to a cause you care about creates meaningful challenges that benefit both you and others. These activities provide a sense of responsibility and connection, countering the stagnation of low-stress living. Healthy stress also enhances your ability to appreciate moments of relaxation. When every day feels easy, rest loses its value. By balancing effort and recovery, you create a rhythm that makes both productivity and leisure more fulfilling. This balance reinforces a sense of harmony in your life, keeping you engaged without becoming overwhelmed. Embracing change is essential for combating the effects of low-stress living. Change often brings uncertainty, but it also brings growth. Whether it's pursuing a new career, relocating, or starting a personal project, stepping into the unknown challenges you to adapt and thrive. These experiences build confidence, broaden your perspective, and reignite your passion for life. Low-stress living may seem appealing, but it can quietly erode your mental and emotional vitality. Introducing purposeful challenges, maintaining active engagement, and reframing stress as a positive force transforms complacency into growth. Life is not meant to be entirely stress-free. It's meant to be a balance of effort and ease, where each moment contributes to a richer, more meaningful existence. Low stress can deprive the brain of growth and resilience, but the other extreme, high stress, can be just as damaging, if not more so. When stress becomes chronic and overwhelming, it shifts from being a motivator to a silent saboteur. High stress infiltrates every corner of life, rewiring your brain, draining your energy, and clouding your ability to think clearly or connect deeply with others. Stress is your body's natural response to challenges, but when it persists without relief, the system meant to protect you begins to harm you. High stress keeps the body in a constant state of alertness, releasing cortisol and adrenaline at elevated levels. While these hormones are vital in short bursts, prolonged exposure leads to inflammation, fatigue, and a weakened immune system. This state of hypervigilance can damage your brain, particularly the hippocampus, which is crucial for memory and learning. When stress levels remain high, your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision-making and focus, suffers. Chronic stress reduces the brain's ability to manage complex tasks, making even simple decisions feel overwhelming. This cognitive overload can lead to frustration and a sense of helplessness, perpetuating the cycle of stress. Over time, the constant mental strain diminishes creativity, adaptability, and problem-solving skills. Emotionally, high stress amplifies negative feelings. It heightens anxiety, irritability, and anger, leaving you less patient with others and more prone to conflicts. This can strain relationships, creating rifts that add another layer of stress to an already overwhelmed system. The constant state of tension also disrupts your ability to experience joy or relaxation, making it difficult to connect with positive emotions. Sleep is often one of the first casualties of high stress. Racing thoughts and physical restlessness prevent the body and mind from entering the restorative phases of sleep. Over time, sleep deprivation compounds the effects of stress, impairing memory, concentration, and emotional regulation. Without adequate rest, the brain struggles to detoxify, leaving you feeling foggy and drained. Stress also wreaks havoc on the body. It disrupts digestion, leading to issues like acid reflux, bloating, or irritable bowel syndrome. High stress triggers the release of inflammatory markers, which can increase the risk of chronic diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and autoimmune disorders. These physical manifestations of stress create a feedback loop, where the body's discomfort exacerbates mental strain, and vice versa. Socially, high stress often isolates. When overwhelmed, many people withdraw, avoiding social interactions or becoming less present in their relationships. This isolation can intensify feelings of loneliness and despair, cutting off vital support systems that might otherwise alleviate stress. The sense of being disconnected from others often leaves individuals feeling stuck and unsupported. To break the cycle of high stress, it's essential to first identify its sources. Stress often comes from a combination of external pressures, such as work, finances, or family responsibilities, and internal factors like perfectionism, fear of failure, or self-imposed expectations. Reflecting on what triggers your stress provides clarity and creates opportunities to address it at its root. Mindfulness is one of the most effective tools for managing high stress. Practices like deep breathing, meditation, or progressive muscle relaxation help shift the body out of its fight-or-flight response into a state of calm. These techniques reduce cortisol levels and promote feelings of safety and control, allowing the brain to recover and recenter. Physical activity is another powerful antidote to stress. Exercise releases endorphins, natural chemicals in the brain that counteract stress and improve mood. Activities like walking, swimming, or yoga not only relieve tension, but also provide a healthy outlet for pent-up energy. Regular movement strengthens the body's resilience, making it better equipped to handle future stresses. Time management is crucial in reducing high stress. Overcommitting or neglecting priorities often leads to feelings of being overwhelmed. Organizing your time with intention, setting realistic goals, breaking tasks into smaller steps, and allowing for breaks can alleviate the sense of chaos that fuels stress. Structured routines create predictability, which the brain finds comforting and stabilizing. Boundaries are essential in a high-stress environment. Saying no to additional responsibilities or removing yourself from toxic situations protects your mental and emotional resources. Setting boundaries is not about avoidance, but about preserving your capacity to engage with challenges that truly matter. Clear boundaries also create space for rest and recovery, essential components of stress management. Nourishing your body with the right foods can also help mitigate stress. Diets rich in antioxidants, omega-3 fatty acids, and magnesium support brain health and reduce inflammation caused by stress. Avoiding excessive caffeine or sugar prevents the energy spikes and crashes that exacerbate tension. A balanced diet provides the physical foundation needed to manage stress effectively. Engaging in hobbies or activities that bring you joy can shift your focus away from stress. Creative pursuits like painting, playing music, or gardening provide an outlet for self-expression and a break from daily pressures. These activities activate parts of the brain associated with pleasure and relaxation, counteracting the effects of chronic stress. Social support plays a significant role in stress management. Talking to friends, family, or a therapist can provide perspective, encouragement, and practical advice. Sharing your burdens lightens their weight and reminds you that you are not alone. Building a strong support network creates a safety net for times when stress feels unmanageable. Stoic principles offer valuable insights for navigating high stress. The Stoics emphasized focusing on what is within your control and accepting what is not. This mindset helps reduce unnecessary worry about external factors while empowering you to take meaningful action where you can. Practicing gratitude, a key Stoic exercise, also shifts your perspective from what is overwhelming to what is fulfilling, fostering resilience. One of the most overlooked strategies for managing high stress is creating intentional moments of stillness. In a world that often glorifies busyness, pausing to rest, reflect, or simply breathe can feel counterintuitive. However, these moments allow the brain to recharge, enhancing your ability to approach challenges with clarity and focus. Stillness is not a luxury, it is a necessity for sustainable well-being. Adopting a growth mindset reframes how you perceive stress. Instead of viewing challenges as insurmountable obstacles, see them as opportunities for growth and learning. This shift not only reduces the emotional weight of stress, but also builds confidence in your ability to navigate difficulties. Each challenge faced strengthens your mental and emotional resilience, preparing you for the next. High stress is a natural part of life, but it doesn't have to define it. By understanding its impact, taking proactive steps to manage it, and adopting strategies that restore balance, you can reclaim control over your mental and physical health. Stress will always exist, but with the right tools, you can meet it with strength and transform it into a source of growth rather than a barrier to well-being. Managing high stress is essential to maintaining your mental and physical health, but even seemingly harmless habits like snacking can quietly undermine your well-being. Snacking is often seen as a small indulgence, a quick fix for hunger or boredom, but its impact on your brain and body goes far deeper. Every bite shapes your energy, focus, and mood in ways that can either support your goals or sabotage them. Snacking frequently can disrupt your body's natural rhythms, especially when it becomes more about habit than hunger. Constant grazing prevents your body from fully digesting and utilizing the nutrients from your main meals. When you snack excessively, your insulin levels remain elevated, making it harder for your body to tap into stored energy. This creates a cycle of dependency on quick fixes, leaving you feeling tired and constantly craving more. Many common snack choices are loaded with refined carbohydrates, sugar, and artificial additives. These foods provide a temporary spike in energy, followed by a rapid crash. This roller coaster effect on blood sugar levels impacts your brain's ability to focus and stay alert. Over time, these constant spikes and dips strain your body's metabolic processes, increasing the risk of insulin resistance and other chronic conditions that impair cognitive function. Snacking can also interfere with your body's natural hunger cues. When you eat small, processed snacks throughout the day, you lose touch with what real hunger feels like. This disconnect can lead to overeating, weight gain, and poor digestion. Your brain relies on clear signals from your gut to regulate energy and mood, but frequent, mindless snacking clouds this communication, leaving you feeling unbalanced and fatigued. The timing of your snacks matters just as much as their content. Snacking late at night, for instance, interferes with your body's circadian rhythm. Your digestive system slows down in the evening, making it harder to process food efficiently. Late-night snacks often lead to disrupted sleep, as your body remains focused on digestion rather than restorative processes. Poor sleep further compounds the effects of unhealthy snacking, leaving you in a cycle of low energy and poor decision-making. Even healthy snacks can become problematic when consumed excessively or without mindfulness. Nuts, seeds, and dried fruits are nutrient-rich options, but their calorie density makes portion control crucial. Eating these snacks without awareness can lead to overconsumption, negating their health benefits and contributing to weight gain. Mindful eating ensures you enjoy these foods in moderation, maximizing their positive impact on your health. One key to breaking the cycle of mindless snacking is understanding the emotional triggers behind it. Stress, boredom, and even happiness can prompt the urge to reach for a snack. Recognizing these patterns allows you to address the underlying emotions rather than masking them with food. For instance, if stress drives your snacking, practicing deep breathing or engaging in a relaxing activity can provide a healthier outlet. The environment also plays a significant role in snacking habits. Keeping processed snacks easily accessible makes it more likely you'll reach for them without thinking. Creating a supportive environment means stocking your kitchen with whole, unprocessed foods and preparing healthy snacks in advance. When healthy options are within reach, you're less likely to make impulsive choices that harm your health. Hydration is another factor often overlooked. Thirst is frequently mistaken for hunger, leading to unnecessary snacking. Drinking a glass of water before reaching for a snack can help you determine whether your body truly needs food. Staying adequately hydrated supports brain function, enhances focus, and reduces the likelihood of craving unhealthy foods. Balancing your main meals can reduce the need for frequent snacks. Meals rich in protein, healthy fats and fiber provide sustained energy and keep you feeling full longer. When your body receives the nutrients it needs during meals, the temptation to snack decreases. This balance not only supports your brain, but also stabilizes your mood and energy levels throughout the day. The quality of your snacks is as important as the quantity. Choosing nutrient-dense options like fresh fruits, vegetables and hummus provides essential vitamins and minerals that support brain health. These snacks offer steady energy without the spikes and crashes caused by sugary or processed alternatives. Prioritizing whole foods over packaged options enhances your overall diet and reduces the negative effects of snacking. Mindful eating transforms how you approach snacking. Taking the time to sit down, savor your food, and focus on its taste and texture makes you more aware of what and how much you're eating. This practice reduces the likelihood of overeating and fosters a healthier relationship with food. Mindful eating also encourages gratitude, shifting your focus from mindless consumption to intentional nourishment. Physical activity can help counterbalance the effects of snacking. Exercise regulates blood sugar levels, improves metabolism, and reduces stress, all factors that influence your desire to snack. Incorporating movement into your day, even in small ways like walking or stretching, can reduce cravings and improve your overall sense of well-being. Active breaks also refresh your mind, making you less likely to seek comfort in food. Social habits often influence snacking behaviors. Sharing meals with others encourages balanced eating, as conversations and connections take center stage. When meals are rushed or solitary, snacking can become a substitute for companionship or a way to fill emotional gaps. Prioritizing shared meals strengthens relationships and helps you maintain healthier eating patterns. Technology plays a role in shaping snacking habits too. Eating in front of screens often leads to overconsumption, as you're less attuned to your body's signals. Taking breaks from devices during meals and snacks ensures you stay present, enhancing your ability to recognize fullness and satisfaction. This mindfulness extends beyond eating, reducing stress and improving overall mental clarity. Snacking, when approached with intention, can be a valuable part of your diet. Strategic snacks can bridge gaps between meals, stabilize blood sugar, and provide necessary nutrients. For example, pairing an apple with a handful of almonds delivers fiber, protein, and healthy fats, creating a balanced option that supports sustained energy. This thoughtful approach transforms snacking from a mindless habit into a purposeful act of nourishment. Understanding the impact of snacking empowers you to make choices that align with your goals. By addressing the emotional and environmental factors that drive snacking, prioritizing nutrient-dense options, and practicing mindfulness, you create a foundation for better health and greater focus. Snacking doesn't have to derail your well-being. With intention and awareness, it can become a tool for supporting your body and mind. Understanding the role of intentional snacking in supporting your body's needs naturally leads to a deeper connection with your gut health. Your gut is home to trillions of microbes that are essential for digestion, immune function, and even brain health. These tiny organisms are constantly at work, ensuring the balance of your internal ecosystem. Yet, modern habits and choices often disrupt this delicate balance, leading to a decline in gut microbes and a cascade of negative effects on your overall well-being. The gut microbiome thrives on diversity. A wide variety of microbes ensures resilience against disruptions and supports a range of functions, from breaking down food to producing essential nutrients. However, certain factors, actively diminish this diversity, leaving your gut vulnerable to imbalances that can affect everything from digestion to mental clarity. When the microbiome is compromised, its ability to communicate with the brain through the gut-brain axis weakens, influencing mood, focus, and emotional stability. Antibiotic use is one of the most common disruptors of gut microbes. While antibiotics are essential for fighting infections, they often kill beneficial bacteria alongside harmful ones. This indiscriminate destruction creates an imbalance, making it difficult for the gut to recover fully. Frequent or unnecessary antibiotic use can result in long-term changes to the microbiome, reducing its diversity and resilience. Replenishing the gut with probiotics and prebiotics after antibiotic treatments is crucial for restoring balance. Diet plays a central role in shaping the microbiome. A diet low in fiber and high in processed foods starves beneficial bacteria while feeding harmful ones. Fiber-rich foods like vegetables, fruits, and whole grains provide the nutrients that beneficial microbes need to thrive. When these foods are absent, the microbiome becomes dominated by less favorable species, increasing inflammation and impairing digestion. Consistently choosing whole, unprocessed foods supports the growth of diverse and beneficial microbes. Artificial sweeteners are another hidden enemy of gut health. While they may seem like a calorie-free alternative to sugar, many artificial sweeteners disrupt the microbiome by altering its composition. These sweeteners can increase the growth of harmful bacteria while reducing beneficial ones, leading to an imbalance that affects metabolism and even increases cravings for unhealthy foods. Reducing the use of artificial sweeteners and choosing natural alternatives helps protect your gut's delicate ecosystem. Stress has a profound impact on the microbiome. Chronic stress triggers the release of cortisol, which can alter the gut environment and reduce microbial diversity. Stress-induced inflammation creates conditions that favor harmful bacteria, further disrupting the balance of the microbiome. Practices like mindfulness, exercise, and relaxation techniques not only reduce stress, but also support a healthier gut by creating an environment where beneficial microbes can thrive. Sleep quality is deeply connected to gut health. Poor sleep disrupts the circadian rhythm of the microbiome, which mirrors the body's natural sleep-wake cycle. This disruption can reduce the production of short-chain fatty acids, which are critical for gut health and brain function. Prioritizing consistent, high-quality sleep allows your microbiome to follow its natural rhythm, promoting better digestion and overall health. Exposure to environmental toxins also diminishes gut microbes. Pesticides, heavy metals, and pollutants found in food, water, and air can harm beneficial bacteria and encourage the growth of harmful ones. Choosing organic foods, using water filters, and reducing exposure to household chemicals are practical ways to minimize the impact of these toxins on your microbiome. The overuse of sanitizing products and antibiotics in everyday life also affects the gut. While hygiene is essential, excessive sterilization reduces exposure to the natural microbes that contribute to a diverse microbiome. Spending time in nature, gardening, or even allowing for some level of healthy dirt in daily life helps maintain microbial diversity and strengthens the gut's resilience. Lack of physical activity is another factor that impacts the microbiome. Regular exercise promotes the growth of beneficial bacteria and increases microbial diversity. Physical activity improves gut motility, ensuring the efficient movement of food through the digestive system and creating an environment that supports healthy microbial populations. Even moderate exercise like walking or yoga has significant benefits for gut health. Hydration plays an essential role in maintaining a healthy microbiome. Water supports digestion by facilitating the breakdown and absorption of nutrients, ensuring that microbes have access to the resources they need. Dehydration slows digestion, creating an environment where harmful bacteria can thrive. Drinking adequate water daily helps maintain the gut's balance and supports its overall function. Medications beyond antibiotics can also disrupt gut microbes. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, antacids, and hormonal treatments can alter the microbiome by changing the gut's pH or directly affecting microbial populations. While these medications are often necessary, being mindful of their potential impact on gut health and taking steps to counteract it with probiotic-rich foods can minimize their effects. A lack of fermented foods in the diet can also reduce gut microbial diversity. Fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and kimchi are rich in probiotics, live beneficial bacteria that enhance the microbiome's composition. Including these foods regularly not only replenishes beneficial bacteria, but also supports their long-term growth and function. These foods also help protect the gut from harmful bacteria and improve digestion. Excessive alcohol consumption harms the microbiome by reducing beneficial bacteria and increasing the permeability of the gut lining. This condition, often referred to as leaky gut, allows harmful substances to enter the bloodstream, triggering inflammation and affecting mental and physical health. Moderating alcohol intake and prioritizing gut-healing foods can help repair and protect the gut lining. Frequent consumption of processed and sugary foods fuels harmful bacteria, encouraging imbalances in the microbiome. These foods promote inflammation and reduce the production of beneficial compounds like short-chain fatty acids. Replacing processed foods with whole, nutrient-rich options creates a more supportive environment for beneficial microbes, fostering balance and diversity. Incorporating prebiotic foods into your diet helps feed beneficial bacteria, encouraging their growth and activity. Prebiotics are non-digestible fibers found in foods like garlic, onions, bananas, and asparagus. These fibers act as fuel for probiotics, ensuring that beneficial bacteria thrive and perform their essential functions. Including prebiotics alongside probiotics creates a synergistic effect, optimizing gut health. Travel and dietary changes can also temporarily disrupt the microbiome. Exposure to unfamiliar foods, water, and environments introduces new microbes to the gut, which may cause discomfort or imbalances. Supporting your gut during travel by consuming probiotic-rich foods and staying hydrated can help mitigate these effects and ensure a smoother adjustment. Maintaining a healthy gut microbiome requires consistent effort and awareness. By addressing the factors that decrease microbial diversity and prioritizing habits that support balance, you create a foundation for better digestion, stronger immunity, and improved mental clarity. Every choice you make, from the foods you eat to the environment you create, shapes the health of your gut and its profound influence on your overall well-being. Addressing the factors that reduce gut microbial diversity naturally leads to a crucial yet often overlooked dietary consideration: the impact of consuming grain-fed animal products. What you eat influences your health, but equally important is what the animals providing your food have consumed. The diet of livestock has a profound effect on the nutritional quality of the food they produce, directly impacting your body and brain. Grain-fed animal products often bring hidden consequences, shaping your well-being in ways that are both subtle and significant. Grain-fed animals, such as cows, chickens, and pigs, are typically fed diets rich in corn and soy, often genetically modified and treated with pesticides. These grains are not the natural diet for many of these animals, and feeding them in this way alters their physiology and the nutritional composition of their meat, milk, and eggs. This shift has downstream effects on the people who consume these products, reducing the health benefits they might otherwise provide. One major concern with grain-fed animal products is their altered fat composition. Naturally, grass-fed animals produce meat and dairy rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential for brain health, reducing inflammation, and maintaining a balanced mood. However, grain-fed animals develop higher levels of omega-6 fatty acids, which, when consumed excessively, promote inflammation throughout the body. This imbalance in fatty acids contributes to chronic inflammation, a key driver of conditions such as heart disease, autoimmune disorders, and cognitive decline. Grain-fed animal products also tend to contain lower levels of essential nutrients like vitamins A, E, and K2, as well as antioxidants such as beta-carotene. These nutrients are vital for cellular health, immune function, and brain activity. When animals are fed a natural diet, their tissues and milk are more nutrient-dense, providing greater health benefits to those who consume them. On a grain-fed diet, these benefits diminish, leaving your body with fewer resources for repair and maintenance. Another concern is the use of antibiotics in grain-fed livestock. High-grain diets can lead to digestive issues in animals, prompting producers to administer antibiotics to prevent illness. While this practice supports industrial farming efficiency, it comes at a cost to human health. Consuming meat or dairy from animals raised on antibiotics can expose you to antibiotic residues, which contribute to antibiotic resistance, a growing global health crisis. Additionally, these residues can disrupt your gut microbiome, reducing its diversity and resilience. The environmental conditions of grain-fed livestock farming further degrade the quality of these products. Animals raised in confinement operations often experience high levels of stress, which increases the production of stress hormones like cortisol in their bodies. These hormones can remain in the meat, and while the effects on human health are still being studied, prolonged consumption of such products raises questions about their impact on mood and overall well-being. Another issue with grain-fed animal products is the potential for toxin accumulation. Pesticides and herbicides used on grain crops can make their way into animal feed, accumulating in the fat tissues of livestock. When people consume these animal products, they may also ingest these toxins, which can interfere with hormone function, immune response, and neurological health. Choosing animal products from organically raised pasture-fed sources helps reduce exposure to these harmful chemicals. The processing methods used for grain-fed animal products often add further complications. Industrial farming operations frequently rely on additives, preservatives, and artificial enhancers to improve the shelf life and appearance of their products. These substances, while deemed safe in small quantities, can collectively contribute to inflammation and oxidative stress in the body over time. Opting for minimally processed pasture-raised products supports a cleaner, more natural diet. Consuming grain-fed animal products also affects the balance of amino acids in your diet. These amino acids are the building blocks of proteins and play a vital role in everything from muscle repair to neurotransmitter production. Grass-fed meat typically contains higher levels of beneficial amino acids, such as glutathione and carnosine, which act as powerful antioxidants and protect against cellular damage. Grain-fed meat, on the other hand, often lacks these protective compounds, offering less support for overall health. Sustainability is another critical consideration when it comes to grain-fed animal farming. The practice of raising livestock on grain contributes to deforestation, soil degradation, and water pollution. These environmental impacts extend beyond individual health, affecting ecosystems and the availability of clean resources. By choosing grass-fed and pasture-raised animal products, you support more sustainable farming practices that align with both health and environmental goals. Transitioning away from grain-fed animal products can significantly improve your health. Start by seeking out local farmers who raise grass-fed, pasture-raised animals. These sources often provide meat, eggs, and dairy that are not only more nutritious, but also ethically produced. Supporting local agriculture strengthens communities and ensures greater transparency in food production. Another step is to reduce your overall consumption of animal products, focusing instead on quality over quantity. Incorporating more plant-based proteins, such as lentils, beans, and quinoa, can diversify your diet while reducing reliance on industrially farmed meat and dairy. When you do choose animal products, prioritizing those that come from grass-fed or organic sources ensures that you're nourishing your body with the best options available. Cooking methods also matter. Preparing meals with care preserves the nutritional integrity of high-quality animal products. Avoid overcooking or charring, as these methods can create harmful compounds that negate the benefits of choosing healthier meat and dairy. Gentle cooking techniques, such as roasting, steaming, or slow cooking, help retain nutrients and enhance the natural flavors of these foods. The shift toward better quality animal products requires thoughtful planning and commitment, but the benefits are undeniable. From reducing inflammation to supporting brain health, these choices have a profound impact on your well-being. Beyond the individual, they also contribute to a more sustainable and ethical food system, fostering a healthier planet and future generations. By being mindful of what you consume and its origins, you take control of your health in meaningful ways. Every choice, what you eat, where it comes from, and how it's prepared, shapes your body, mind, and life. With each meal, you have the power to prioritize nourishment, balance, and long-term well-being. Choosing foods that align with your health and values underscores the importance of intentional living. Just as mindful eating nourishes the body, adopting principles that guide your thoughts and actions nourishes the soul. This is where the wisdom of Stoicism becomes transformative. With practical strategies rooted in timeless philosophy, Stoicism offers tools to cultivate a life filled with purpose, balance, and deep enjoyment. These strategies don't just encourage resilience in hardship, they reveal how to savor life's beauty without attachment or fear of loss. At the heart of Stoicism lies the belief that much of life's distress stems from focusing on what we cannot control. By shifting your attention to what is within your power, your thoughts, actions, and responses, you regain a sense of agency. This fundamental principle reshapes how you experience challenges, offering freedom from the mental clutter of worry and regret. It is not about suppressing emotion, but understanding its origins and choosing how to respond with intention. Gratitude is central to a Stoic life. The act of appreciating what you have transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences. Gratitude isn't reserved for grand gestures. It's found in the smallest details, from the warmth of sunlight to the comfort of a kind word. This practice grounds you in the present, diminishing the constant yearning for more that often clouds the ability to enjoy what is already present. In acknowledging the impermanence of everything, gratitude becomes richer, teaching you to hold life's moments lightly yet meaningfully. Another transformative strategy is reframing your perspective on challenges. Stoicism teaches that obstacles are not barriers, but opportunities to grow. Adversity strengthens character, revealing inner reserves of strength and creativity. Instead of resisting hardship, viewing it as a tool for development changes how you approach setbacks. Each difficulty faced with courage becomes a stepping stone, building resilience and deepening your sense of purpose. This mindset ensures that even in struggle, there is room for enjoyment and fulfillment. Practicing self-control amplifies the enjoyment of life by freeing you from the grip of excess and impulsivity. Stoicism values moderation, not as a restriction, but as a path to clarity. By curbing desires that lead to fleeting satisfaction, you create space for deeper, lasting joys. Self-control over emotions, particularly anger and fear, fosters peace. It allows you to navigate conflicts with grace and confidence, strengthening relationships and preserving inner harmony. Living with intention is another key Stoic strategy. A life guided by clear values and purposeful choices brings alignment between your actions and your beliefs. This clarity reduces the friction that arises from second-guessing or living to meet external expectations. Purposeful living doesn't mean rigidly following a plan. It means choosing actions that reflect what matters most to you. This alignment generates contentment and satisfaction, ensuring that your efforts are always directed toward meaningful pursuits. Acceptance is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Life is filled with uncertainties and events beyond your control. Accepting what happens without resistance doesn't mean passive resignation. It means understanding reality as it is and responding with wisdom. This approach reduces unnecessary suffering, helping you focus on what can be changed while letting go of what cannot. Acceptance fosters calm, making it easier to enjoy life, even in unpredictable circumstances. Practicing humility enriches your interactions with others and deepens self-awareness. Recognizing that you don't have all the answers creates space for learning and growth. Humility builds stronger connections, as it encourages listening and understanding rather than defensiveness or pride. It's through this openness that you find shared humanity and appreciation for diverse perspectives, enriching your experience of life. Stoicism also teaches the value of detachment from outcomes. Pursue your goals with determination, but don't tie your happiness to the results. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means finding joy in the process rather than the end point. This mindset reduces anxiety about failure or success, allowing you to focus fully on the present moment. It's in this presence that the deepest enjoyment is found, unclouded by fear or expectation. Mindfulness, deeply aligned with Stoic principles, anchors you in the now. It's the practice of being fully engaged with the task at hand, whether it's a conversation, a creative project, or a moment of rest. Mindfulness counters the tendency to dwell on the past or worry about the future, both of which steal joy from the present. By focusing your attention on what you are doing, you infuse each moment with richness and clarity. Compassion, both for yourself and others, transforms how you relate to the world. Stoicism encourages extending understanding and kindness, recognizing that everyone struggles in their way. Compassion softens judgment, replacing it with empathy and patience. This practice deepens your connections and reduces conflicts, creating an environment where mutual respect and goodwill thrive. Compassion also includes self-forgiveness, freeing you from the weight of past mistakes. Regular reflection is a powerful Stoic tool for self-improvement and enjoyment. Taking time to review your day, actions and thoughts helps you identify what aligns with your values and what doesn't. Reflection isn't about self-criticism, it's about learning and growing. This practice brings clarity to your choices and enhances your awareness, helping you live with greater purpose and satisfaction. Embracing the impermanence of life sharpens your appreciation for its fleeting beauty. Knowing that nothing lasts forever doesn't lead to despair. It heightens the value of what is here and now. It encourages you to cherish relationships, experiences, and even challenges, knowing they are all part of a limited, precious existence. This perspective invites you to live fully, with gratitude for every moment. Through these strategies, Stoicism provides not just a philosophy, but a way of being that transforms how you experience life. It guides you to find joy, not in what you acquire, but in how you think, act, and connect with the world. Each principle weaves together to create a life rich in meaning, resilience, and quiet fulfillment. It is a path not of escape, but of engagement, teaching you to face life with clarity, courage, and an open heart. Embracing the wisdom of Stoic strategies reveals a path to a life of balance, meaning, and inner peace. Yet, one of the most profound lessons that Stoicism offers is the art of not forcing things. There is a quiet strength in allowing life to flow, in recognizing the limits of your control, and in choosing to align your actions with what feels natural rather than forced. This approach is not about passivity, but about learning to live in harmony with reality, free from unnecessary struggle. Forcing outcomes often stems from the desire for control, a deep-seated need to dictate how things unfold. While effort and intention are essential, trying to force situations can create friction, frustration, and exhaustion. It's like trying to push a river to flow faster. It wastes energy and disturbs the natural course of events. Accepting that some things must unfold in their own time brings a sense of peace and clarity. When you force something, you often ignore the signals life provides. There are moments when resistance arises, not as a challenge to overcome, but as a sign to pause, reassess, or shift direction. Pushing through these signals blind you to opportunities that align more closely with your goals. By stepping back and observing, you open the door to possibilities that might have otherwise remained hidden. Not forcing things also means trusting the process. Whether it's a relationship, a career goal, or personal growth, meaningful outcomes take time to mature. Forcing results often leads to shortcuts or compromises that undermine the very essence of what you're striving for. Trusting the process allows for organic growth, where each step builds on the last, creating something authentic and sustainable. In relationships, forcing often takes the form of trying to change others to fit your expectations. This approach strains connections and creates resentment. True connection comes from acceptance, from meeting people where they are and building on shared understanding. When you release the need to control others, relationships deepen, becoming more genuine and fulfilling. In decision-making, forcing an outcome can cloud your judgment. When you are fixated on a particular result, you may overlook key details or alternative solutions that better serve the situation. Approaching decisions with openness rather than rigid determination leads to clarity and more balanced outcomes. This mindset also reduces the pressure and anxiety that often accompany major choices. Forcing things often ties your sense of worth to external validation. Achieving a specific goal or meeting a societal expectation becomes a measure of success, leading to unnecessary stress. When you release this need for external approval, you free yourself to pursue what truly matters to you. This shift brings a sense of freedom, where your actions are guided by inner values rather than external pressures. Creativity thrives in an environment where nothing is forced. Forcing inspiration or productivity can stifle your creative energy, leading to frustration and burnout. Allowing yourself time and space to think, reflect, and explore naturally sparks innovation. Some of the most profound ideas and breakthroughs occur in moments of stillness, not in the frantic push for results. Not forcing also applies to how you approach challenges. When faced with obstacles, the instinct to force a solution can lead to unnecessary struggle. Instead, stepping back and observing the situation often reveals alternative paths forward. This approach conserves energy and fosters resilience, turning challenges into opportunities for growth rather than sources of frustration. Letting go of the need to force things requires trust, not only in life, but in yourself. Trusting that you have the strength and wisdom to navigate whatever comes your way allows you to release the fear of uncertainty. This trust creates a foundation of confidence and calm, where you can move through life with grace and adaptability. Forcing often arises from a fear of failure. The belief that you must achieve a certain outcome to avoid failure creates unnecessary pressure. Reframing failure as a natural part of growth removes this fear. Each setback becomes a lesson, guiding you toward greater understanding and resilience. This mindset not only reduces stress, but also encourages a more fulfilling approach to life. Patience is a natural companion to not forcing. Patience teaches you to respect the timing of events, allowing them to unfold as they are meant to. It creates space for reflection, ensuring that your actions align with your values and goals. Practicing patience cultivates a sense of ease, where you can embrace each moment without rushing toward the next. Forcing often disconnects you from the present moment. The focus on a specific outcome pulls your attention away from the here and now, leaving you unable to fully experience life as it happens. By letting go of the need to force, you ground yourself in the present, finding joy and meaning in the journey rather than fixating on the destination. Detachment from outcomes is central to not forcing. This detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means releasing the need for control and embracing what is. When you detach from outcomes, you free yourself to act with integrity and intention, knowing that your worth is not tied to the result. This perspective fosters a sense of peace and empowerment. The act of not forcing aligns you with life's natural rhythms. It teaches you to flow with circumstances rather than against them, conserving energy and creating harmony. This approach doesn't mean avoiding effort. It means channeling your energy into what truly matters, rather than wasting it on what cannot be controlled. In practicing this principle, you learn to distinguish between persistence and forcing. Persistence is the steady, intentional pursuit of your goals, rooted in patience and resilience. Forcing, on the other hand, is driven by impatience and fear. Embracing persistence allows you to stay committed without becoming consumed by the need for immediate results. Ultimately, not forcing anything in life is an act of faith. Faith in the process, faith in your ability to adapt, and faith in the unfolding of life itself. It teaches you to embrace uncertainty with courage and to find peace in the flow of events. By releasing the need to force, you create space for what is meant to be, allowing life to unfold in its own beautiful way. This practice brings not only balance, but a profound sense of freedom, where you can live fully and authentically, unburdened by the weight of control. Releasing the need to force life into submission creates space for a calmer, more centered existence. But calmness and safety, both within and without, are not states that simply fall into place. They require a deliberate shift in mindset, a willingness to face difficult truths, and the discipline to embrace principles that provide true stability. Stoicism offers profound insights into achieving these states, but it does not promise ease. It reveals that the path to peace is forged through understanding, action, and a deep commitment to self-mastery. Becoming safe and calm begins with confronting the reality that control is an illusion. Much of the turmoil in life stems from a desperate desire to dictate outcomes, protect against uncertainty, or secure guarantees that simply do not exist. No amount of effort can eliminate the unpredictable nature of life. Accepting this truth is both sobering and liberating. It shifts your focus from trying to control the uncontrollable to mastering your reactions and choices, which are firmly within your grasp. This realization requires cultivating emotional resilience. Calmness is not the absence of stress, but the ability to remain steady in its presence. Life's challenges do not cease. They evolve and appear in new forms. The key lies in developing the capacity to endure discomfort without being consumed by it. Emotional resilience grows through intentional practices, such as pausing before reacting, reflecting on what truly matters, and prioritizing reason over impulse. Over time, this resilience becomes a source of safety as you learn that no external event has the power to unseat your inner stability. Another hard truth about achieving calmness is that it demands letting go of attachment. Attachment often masquerades as care or commitment, but it binds you to outcomes that are beyond your control. When you tie your sense of security to people, possessions, or achievements, you place your peace in precarious hands. True calmness comes from cultivating detachment, not indifference, but a healthy separation from the need for specific results. This practice allows you to engage with life fully, without fear of loss or disappointment. Living a life of calm requires facing the discomfort of self-reflection. It is easy to blame external circumstances for chaos and instability, but often the root lies within. Unresolved fears, past traumas, and unexamined beliefs create internal turbulence that echoes outward. Confronting these truths is not comfortable, but it is necessary. Through self-reflection, you identify patterns that undermine your peace and take the first steps toward realigning with your values and purpose. Another challenging aspect of becoming calm is accepting the limits of justice in the world. The Stoics understood that fairness is not a universal law, but a human construct that is often disregarded. Recognizing that life doesn't always reward effort or virtue as you hope it will can be disheartening. However, this acknowledgement shifts your focus inward. Instead of seeking fairness from others, you commit to acting justly in your own life. This alignment with your principles fosters a sense of calm that is unshaken by external injustices. Safety, as a concept, also requires re-evaluation. Many pursue physical or financial security, believing these will create lasting peace. While these are important, true safety is found in developing an unshakable inner foundation. This inner foundation comes from understanding that you have the tools to navigate any situation. When you trust in your ability to adapt, solve problems, and endure hardships, you create a sense of safety that cannot be taken away by external circumstances. Another difficult truth is that calmness cannot coexist with constant distraction. Modern life bombards you with information, noise, and demands for attention. These distractions pull you away from the present moment, where calmness resides. Creating space for stillness and reflection is essential. This may involve limiting exposure to news, reducing time on social media, or carving out moments of silence in your daily routine. In the quiet, you reconnect with your thoughts and priorities, cultivating a calm that is not dependent on external conditions. Achieving a sense of calm also requires understanding that avoidance is not the same as peace. Avoiding challenges, difficult conversations, or uncomfortable truths creates temporary relief, but often leads to greater instability over time. Facing problems head-on with courage and clarity is the only way to resolve them and reclaim your peace. This approach builds confidence in your ability to handle life's complexities, reinforcing your inner sense of safety. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of aligning actions with values, a principle that is integral to calmness. When your choices reflect your core beliefs, you reduce the inner conflict that arises from compromise or regret. Acting with integrity fosters a sense of self-respect and trust, both of which are crucial for a calm and centered life. This alignment ensures that your peace is not disrupted by guilt or second-guessing. Gratitude also plays a pivotal role in becoming calm. Acknowledging what you have, rather than fixating on what you lack, shifts your perspective and reduces anxiety. Gratitude grounds you in the present, reminding you of the abundance that already exists. This practice counters the restless striving that often undermines calmness, replacing it with contentment and a sense of fulfillment. To sustain calmness, you must also cultivate patience. Patience allows you to endure delays, setbacks, and uncertainty without succumbing to frustration. It teaches you to trust the timing of events, knowing that not everything can or should happen on your schedule. Patience creates space for reflection and thoughtful action, ensuring that your responses are measured and effective. Resilience is another cornerstone of both safety and calm. Resilience is not simply the ability to recover from setbacks, but the capacity to grow stronger through them. Each challenge faced with resilience builds a sense of safety, as you prove to yourself that you can endure and adapt. This inner strength becomes a wellspring of calm, allowing you to face life's uncertainties with confidence. Achieving calmness requires cultivating an attitude of acceptance. Acceptance does not mean resignation. It means acknowledging reality as it is and choosing to respond with wisdom. When you resist what cannot be changed, you create unnecessary turmoil. Acceptance frees you from this struggle, allowing you to focus your energy on what you can influence. This shift reduces stress and fosters a profound sense of inner peace. These hard truths about becoming safe and calm reveal that peace is not the absence of difficulty, but the mastery of your response to it. By embracing these principles, you create a foundation of stability and clarity, where calmness becomes a natural state rather than a fleeting moment. This journey is not easy, but it is deeply rewarding, offering a life that is both resilient and profoundly fulfilling. Understanding the hard truths about becoming safe and calm lays the foundation for a life of clarity and purpose, especially as you grow older. With age comes wisdom, but it also brings challenges that require careful navigation. There are mistakes often made in later years that can subtly erode the quality of life and overshadow the lessons learned from experience. Avoiding these pitfalls ensures that you not only age gracefully, but also live fully, embracing each moment with wisdom and intention. One common mistake is clinging to the past. As the years go by, it's tempting to dwell on memories, regrets, or moments of glory. While reflection can be valuable, living too much in the past steals attention from the present. It creates a gap between the life you are experiencing now and the life you once had, leaving you disconnected and dissatisfied. Recognizing the past as a chapter, not the entire story, allows you to cherish those memories without letting them define your current life. Neglecting physical health is another misstep. It becomes easy to deprioritize exercise or proper nutrition, assuming it's too late to make a difference. However, maintaining physical activity and a balanced diet remains crucial at every stage of life. Movement strengthens the body and sharpens the mind, while good nutrition supports energy and resilience. Committing to these practices fosters vitality, making each day more vibrant and enjoyable. Isolation is a quiet but significant mistake that many fall into. As families grow and friendships evolve, the temptation to withdraw becomes strong. Loneliness, however, chips away at emotional well-being and can even harm physical health. Actively nurturing relationships, staying connected to loved ones, and seeking out new social opportunities are vital for maintaining a sense of belonging and joy. Holding on to resentment and grudges is another burden that becomes heavier with time. Carrying emotional baggage not only affects your relationships, but also drains your energy and peace. Forgiveness is not about excusing behavior, but about freeing yourself from the control of past hurts. Releasing resentment clears space for healthier relationships and a lighter, freer heart. A lack of curiosity can also diminish the richness of later years. Believing that learning and exploration are for younger days closes the door to growth. Curiosity keeps the mind active and engaged, inviting you to see the world with fresh eyes. Whether it's picking up a new skill, diving into a new hobby, or simply asking more questions, staying curious cultivates a youthful spirit and keeps life exciting. Avoiding financial planning is a mistake that can lead to unnecessary stress. Poorly managed resources can create instability and limit your choices. Taking an honest look at your finances, seeking advice if needed, and planning for the future ensures that you maintain independence and peace of mind. It's not about hoarding wealth, but about using it wisely to support a comfortable and fulfilling life. Resisting change is another common pitfall. Life continues to evolve, and clinging to old ways can create frustration and stagnation. Embracing change with openness and flexibility allows you to adapt and thrive, even in unfamiliar circumstances. This adaptability brings a sense of empowerment, showing that growth is possible at any age. Neglecting mental health is a mistake with far-reaching consequences. Aging often comes with challenges such as grief, identity shifts, or physical limitations, which can take a toll on emotional well-being. Ignoring these struggles doesn't make them disappear. Seeking support, whether through therapy, mindfulness practices, or meaningful conversations, ensures that your inner world remains balanced and resilient. Overvaluing material possessions is another misstep. While there's nothing wrong with enjoying what you've earned, placing too much importance on things can create attachment that weighs you down. Simplicity often brings clarity, allowing you to focus on experiences, relationships, and personal growth, rather than being burdened by maintaining or acquiring more. Failing to prioritize purpose is a mistake that leaves many feeling adrift. Purpose isn't something grand. It's the reason you wake up in the morning, whether it's contributing to your community, mentoring others, or pursuing a personal passion. Finding purpose infuses your days with meaning and fulfillment. It keeps your energy focused on what truly matters, making each moment count. Overlooking gratitude can also rob you of joy. Failing to acknowledge the good in your life creates a habit of dissatisfaction. Gratitude shifts your perspective, highlighting abundance rather than lack. It fosters contentment and enriches your relationships by helping you recognize and appreciate the contributions of those around you. Disregarding the importance of self-reflection is another error. Taking the time to assess your actions, thoughts, and choices keeps you aligned with your values. It's easy to fall into habits or routines that no longer serve you, but reflection helps you identify these patterns and make adjustments. This practice ensures that you live intentionally, with clarity and purpose. Fearing mortality can overshadow the beauty of life. Avoiding the topic doesn't prevent its reality. It only creates anxiety and a sense of avoidance. Embracing the finite nature of life deepens your appreciation for each day and motivates you to live fully. It's not about being morbid, but about recognizing the preciousness of time and using it wisely. Avoiding these mistakes allows you to navigate older age with grace and vitality. It's not about perfection, but about making choices that enhance your quality of life and deepen your connection to what matters most. By approaching each day with wisdom, courage, and an open heart, you create a life that is rich, meaningful, and deeply fulfilling, no matter the number of years behind you. Reflecting on the mistakes to avoid as life progresses naturally leads to a deeper question. How do we cultivate a mind that is clear, focused, and free from the clutter of overthinking? Overthinking weighs down the soul, creating a fog of indecision and anxiety that blocks clarity and purpose. To truly live with wisdom and intention, the mind must be unburdened and recalibrated. Stoicism offers strategies that are both practical and profound, designed to help you detoxify your mind and find the calm that arises from purposeful thought. The first step toward mental detoxification is understanding that clarity starts with space. When the mind is crowded with worries, to-do lists, and comparisons, it cannot focus on what truly matters. Creating mental space requires setting boundaries with your time and attention. Learn to say no to distractions, whether they come from unnecessary commitments, endless scrolling on social media, or unproductive conversations. By guarding your mental energy, you make room for thoughts that align with your values and goals. Daily reflection is a powerful tool for clearing mental clutter. Taking time to review your actions, choices, and feelings helps you process events and gain perspective. Reflection isn't about criticism, it's about understanding. When you practice this regularly, your mind becomes a space of learning rather than a repository for unresolved emotions. Writing down your thoughts in a journal can amplify this process, giving structure to your reflections and helping you let go of lingering mental noise. Another strategy is practicing single tasking. The modern world glorifies multitasking, but dividing your attention across multiple activities often leads to stress and decreased efficiency. Focusing fully on one task at a time allows you to perform better and reduces the mental residue left by unfinished or poorly completed work. This practice builds discipline and enhances your ability to engage deeply with whatever you are doing. Breathing exercises are simple yet transformative for detoxifying the mind. When stress or overthinking takes hold, your breath often becomes shallow and irregular, amplifying the sense of unease. Conscious breathing, such as inhaling deeply through your nose, holding for a few seconds, and exhaling slowly, resets your nervous system and brings your attention back to the present. This shift calms the mind, allowing you to think more clearly. Minimizing exposure to constant streams of information is essential. The brain is not designed to process the endless flow of news, updates, and opinions that modern technology delivers. Set specific times to check news or social media, and resist the urge to consume information constantly. This practice frees your mind from unnecessary input, giving it the freedom to focus on what truly matters. Engaging in physical activity is another effective way to clear mental clutter. Movement shifts your focus from your thoughts to your body, releasing built-up tension and improving mood. Activities like walking, yoga, or even light stretching promote a sense of well-being and create mental clarity. Physical activity also stimulates the release of endorphins, chemicals that enhance positivity and reduce stress. Gratitude is a practice that shifts your perspective from lack to abundance. Overthinking often centers on what is missing, unresolved, or out of reach. Focusing on what you have and what you appreciate pulls your mind away from unproductive thought patterns. Gratitude doesn't have to be grand. It can be as simple as appreciating a kind gesture, a moment of peace, or the beauty of nature. This practice grounds you in the present and cultivates contentment. Letting go of the need for perfection is another step toward mental freedom. The pursuit of perfection often fuels overthinking, as you analyze every decision and action in search of an unattainable ideal. Accepting that imperfection is part of life reduces the pressure to overanalyze and opens the door to taking meaningful action. Progress, not perfection, is what leads to growth and fulfillment. Mindfulness is a cornerstone of mental detoxification. Being fully present in each moment quiets the constant chatter of the mind. Mindfulness is not about stopping thoughts, but about observing them without judgment. This practice creates a sense of detachment, allowing you to let go of unproductive or negative thought patterns. Over time, mindfulness rewires your brain for greater focus and calm. Simplifying your environment can also have a profound impact on your mental state. Clutter in your physical surroundings often mirrors the clutter in your mind. Organizing your space, discarding what no longer serves you, and creating a clean, intentional environment fosters mental clarity. This act of decluttering sends a powerful message to your brain that it is time to let go of excess and focus on what is essential. Fostering meaningful connections reduces the tendency to overthink by shifting your focus outward. Engaging in genuine conversations and building relationships based on trust and mutual understanding creates emotional stability. These connections remind you that you are not alone, helping you process thoughts and feelings in a supportive context rather than endlessly cycling through them in your mind. Practicing self-compassion is vital. Overthinking often stems from self-criticism or fear of failure. Treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend creates a more nurturing internal dialogue. Self-compassion reduces the pressure to constantly perform or achieve, replacing it with a focus on self-care and acceptance. Focusing on actionable steps rather than hypothetical scenarios keeps your mind grounded. Overthinking thrives on what-ifs and worst-case scenarios, which rarely lead to productive outcomes. Shifting your focus to what can be done in the present moment redirects your mental energy towards solutions rather than fears. This practice builds confidence and reduces anxiety. Adopting a growth mindset is another way to quiet overthinking. Viewing challenges as opportunities for learning rather than threats to your identity transforms how you approach difficult situations. This mindset encourages curiosity and resilience, freeing you from the mental paralysis that overthinking often creates. Each experience becomes a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Setting aside time for creativity allows your mind to release pent-up thoughts and emotions. Whether it's painting, writing, or playing an instrument, creative activities engage different parts of the brain, promoting relaxation and flow. Creativity provides an outlet for self-expression, helping you process complex emotions and thoughts in a constructive way. Embracing the principle of the Stoic dichotomy of control reduces the mental burden of worrying about what you cannot change. Focusing on what is within your power, your actions, thoughts, and attitudes, frees you from the endless loop of trying to influence the uncontrollable. This practice not only simplifies your mental processes, but also fosters a sense of empowerment and peace. These strategies, rooted in Stoicism and practical wisdom, offer a clear path to detoxifying your mind and quieting the noise of overthinking. They encourage a life of intentional thought, where clarity replaces confusion and calm replaces chaos. By adopting these practices, you create a mental environment that supports growth, purpose, and true freedom. Understanding how to detoxify the mind and quiet the noise of overthinking naturally leads to an exploration of how our physical and emotional posture shapes our actions and interactions. The moments when you stand up, whether physically or metaphorically, are filled with choices that define your integrity, focus, and resilience. How you rise and what you do next can either set you on a path of clarity or lead to missteps that ripple through your day and your life. Knowing what to avoid when you take these decisive moments allows you to move forward with intention and strength, aligned with the wisdom of Stoicism. When you rise, one of the most profound mistakes is acting impulsively. Decisions made in haste often lack perspective and wisdom, leading to outcomes that create more complications than resolutions. Impulsivity overrides the Stoic principle of measured thought. Before acting, take a moment to breathe and ground yourself. This pause creates space for clarity, allowing you to respond with purpose rather than react out of habit or emotion. By resisting the pull of urgency, you align your actions with your values and long-term goals. Another pitfall is rising without focus or direction. Moving aimlessly dissipates energy and leaves you vulnerable to distractions. Standing with intention means knowing why you are rising and what you aim to accomplish. This clarity keeps you centered, reducing the likelihood of being swayed by external pressures or internal doubts. Purposeful action is not rushed. It is deliberate and rooted in self-awareness, ensuring that your movements contribute to your overall well-being and objectives. Carrying resentment or anger as you rise undermines your ability to act effectively. Negative emotions cloud judgment and distort your interactions with others. Stoicism teaches that emotions like anger can be acknowledged without allowing them to dictate your behavior. Letting go of these feelings before you act clears your mind, allowing you to approach situations with calm and rationality. This detachment from negativity is not about suppressing emotions, but about choosing how they influence your actions. Standing up with a need to prove yourself to others is another trap that can derail your efforts. Seeking validation from external sources often leads to actions that prioritize appearances over substance. True confidence comes from within, grounded in a clear understanding of your worth and capabilities. When you rise with the sole purpose of meeting someone else's expectations, you lose sight of your own values and goals. Aligning your actions with your internal compass ensures that you act authentically and with integrity. Overloading yourself with tasks and responsibilities the moment you stand can also lead to burnout. Rising with an unrealistic list of commitments leaves no room for reflection or adjustment. Stoicism emphasizes balance and the importance of recognizing your limits. By prioritizing what truly matters and pacing yourself, you create a sustainable rhythm that supports both productivity and well-being. This practice helps you avoid the stress and frustration that arise from overextending yourself. Neglecting self-awareness as you rise diminishes the power of your actions. Without taking stock of your emotions, energy, and mental state, you risk acting out of alignment with your true needs and intentions. Self-awareness acts as a compass, guiding your actions to ensure they reflect your inner values. Checking in with yourself, even briefly before standing up, fosters intentionality and strengthens your connection to your purpose. Letting fear dictate your movements when you stand is another misstep that can hinder growth. Fear of failure, rejection, or uncertainty often leads to hesitation or avoidance, preventing you from fully engaging with opportunities. Stoicism teaches that fear is a natural part of life, but it should not control your choices. Facing fear with courage allows you to move forward despite uncertainty, building resilience and opening the door to new possibilities. Each time you rise in defiance of fear, you strengthen your capacity for bold and deliberate action. Rising with blame or excuses on your mind diminishes your ability to take responsibility for your actions. Blame shifts focus away from solutions and prevents growth. Accepting accountability for your circumstances, even when they are challenging, empowers you to take meaningful steps forward. This ownership of your actions and their consequences fosters a sense of control and integrity, reinforcing your ability to navigate life's complexities with grace. Engaging in self-criticism as you stand up can erode your confidence and paralyze your ability to act. Harsh self-judgment undermines progress by focusing on perceived shortcomings rather than strengths. Practicing self-compassion and acknowledging your efforts, even when imperfect, creates a foundation of self-trust and resilience. This mindset allows you to rise with confidence and pursue your goals without the weight of unnecessary self-doubt. Rushing to speak or act without observing the situation is another common mistake. Taking time to listen and assess before contributing ensures that your actions are relevant and meaningful. Stoicism emphasizes the power of observation, encouraging you to understand the dynamics of a moment before engaging. This practice fosters thoughtful communication and prevents misunderstandings, allowing your contributions to be impactful and aligned with the needs of the situation. Standing with arrogance or entitlement creates barriers to connection and collaboration. These attitudes alienate others and distort your perception of yourself. Stoicism values humility, recognizing that growth comes from an openness to learning and understanding. Rising with humility allows you to engage with others authentically and fosters an environment of mutual respect and cooperation. This approach strengthens relationships and creates opportunities for shared growth. Failing to adapt when circumstances change limits your effectiveness. Rising with rigid expectations often leads to frustration when reality doesn't align with your plans. Flexibility, a key Stoic principle, allows you to adjust your actions to suit the moment. This adaptability not only enhances your ability to navigate challenges, but also reduces stress by freeing you from the need for control. Standing with a willingness to adapt ensures that you remain grounded and resourceful, no matter what unfolds. Disregarding the impact of your actions on others weakens your ability to lead and inspire. Standing with mindfulness of how your choices affect those around you fosters trust and connection. Stoicism emphasizes the interconnectedness of all people, encouraging actions that contribute to the greater good. Considering others' perspectives and needs as you rise ensures that your actions build relationships and create positive outcomes. By avoiding these pitfalls, you harness the full potential of each moment when you rise. These seemingly simple decisions have profound implications for your growth, relationships, and overall well-being. Acting with intention, humility, and self-awareness ensures that you stand not only physically, but also with strength, purpose, and wisdom. Each step forward becomes an opportunity to embody the principles of Stoicism, creating a life of balance, clarity, and meaning. Standing with intention and acting with clarity leads naturally to a discussion about maintaining that clarity over time. The Stoic perspective recognizes that mental clarity is not something achieved once and for all, but a practice that must be cultivated daily. It requires habits that anchor your mind, helping you navigate challenges, distractions, and emotional turbulence without losing focus. By building these habits, you create a mental space that is calm, sharp, and ready to engage with life's complexities with wisdom and purpose. The first habit is consistent reflection. Stoics were known for their practice of examining the day's actions and thoughts, asking what went well, what could have been done differently, and what lessons were learned. Reflection allows you to identify patterns, refine your choices, and align your actions more closely with your values. This habit prevents the accumulation of mental clutter, as unresolved thoughts and emotions are acknowledged and addressed regularly. Focusing on what's within your control is another core habit that supports mental clarity. Much of the stress and distraction in life stems from trying to manage things outside your influence, such as other people's opinions, external circumstances, or future outcomes. Redirecting your energy toward your thoughts, actions, and reactions brings a sense of empowerment and reduces unnecessary worry. This clarity sharpens your decision-making and enhances your ability to act effectively in the present moment. Practicing intentional stillness is a powerful tool for calming the mind. In a world full of noise and urgency, carving out moments of silence allows your thoughts to settle. This doesn't mean passivity. Stillness is an active state of being present and aware. It creates the space needed to observe your thoughts without judgment, letting go of what no longer serves you and focusing on what matters most. Stillness provides a foundation for clarity, enabling you to approach life with a steady mind. Gratitude is another habit that clears the mental fog of dissatisfaction and distraction. By focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, gratitude shifts your perspective toward abundance. This habit not only fosters contentment, but also helps you see the value in challenges and setbacks, reframing them as opportunities for growth. Gratitude strengthens your resilience and clears away the negativity that often clouds judgment and focus. Maintaining a disciplined routine supports mental clarity by reducing decision fatigue. When your day is structured around consistent habits, you free up mental energy for more important decisions. Routine creates stability, allowing your mind to operate with efficiency and purpose. Whether it's setting a regular time for reflection, exercise, or creative work, discipline anchors your day, helping you stay centered and focused on your priorities. Engaging in purposeful action is another Stoic habit that nurtures clarity. Every action, no matter how small, can contribute to your overall goals and values when approached with intention. Acting without purpose scatters your energy and creates confusion. By aligning your actions with what you truly care about, you bring coherence to your life, making it easier to prioritize and focus. This alignment simplifies your choices, freeing your mind from the burden of constant indecision. Mindful detachment from outcomes enhances clarity by reducing anxiety and overthinking. Stoicism teaches that while you should give your best effort, the results are often beyond your control. Detachment allows you to focus fully on the process, knowing that your worth is not tied to any specific outcome. This mindset prevents your thoughts from being consumed by what might happen, keeping you grounded and present. Building meaningful connections is a habit that nourishes mental clarity by providing emotional support and perspective. Interacting with others who share your values or challenge your thinking in constructive ways sharpens your understanding and broadens your view of the world. These connections remind you of your shared humanity, helping you approach problems with compassion and reducing the tendency to dwell on self-centered worries. Fostering curiosity sustains mental clarity by encouraging you to remain open to learning and growth. Curiosity prevents stagnation, keeping your mind active and engaged with the world. Asking questions, exploring new ideas, and seeking understanding create a dynamic mental environment where clarity thrives. This habit encourages adaptability, helping you navigate change with confidence and purpose. Simplifying your commitments is another essential habit for mental clarity. Overcommitting or saying yes to every demand scatters your focus and drains your energy. Learning to prioritize what truly matters and letting go of what doesn't align with your goals reduces stress and creates space for thoughtful action. Simplification isn't about doing less. It's about doing what matters most with full attention and intention. Physical activity supports mental clarity by connecting the mind and body. Movement releases tension, improves circulation, and stimulates the release of endorphins, which enhance mood and cognitive function. Activities like walking, yoga, or even simple stretches during the day provide a reset for your mind, clearing away the mental fog and bringing a sense of focus and vitality to your thoughts. Practicing emotional regulation is another cornerstone of mental clarity. Allowing emotions to dominate your thoughts creates confusion and distracts from purposeful action. Recognizing your emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them requires awareness and practice. This habit doesn't suppress feelings, but channels them constructively, ensuring they inform rather than control your decisions. Avoiding unnecessary comparisons fosters clarity by reducing envy and dissatisfaction. Comparing yourself to others often leads to distraction and a distorted sense of self-worth. By focusing on your journey and progress, you free your mind from the noise of comparison. This habit strengthens your confidence and helps you remain aligned with your unique values and goals. Cultivating patience clears mental clutter by reducing the urgency to force solutions or answers. Patience allows you to sit with uncertainty, trusting that clarity will come in its own time. This habit fosters a sense of calm and steadiness, enabling you to approach challenges with a clear and focused mind. Together, these Stoic habits form a framework for maintaining mental clarity in a world that constantly pulls at your attention. By adopting these practices, you create a mental environment where purpose, focus, and resilience thrive. This clarity empowers you to engage with life fully and thoughtfully, navigating its complexities with wisdom and strength. Maintaining mental clarity creates a foundation of strength and purpose, but even with clarity, the weight of self-doubt can linger, pulling you into hesitation and uncertainty. Self-doubt clouds your abilities, your worth, and even your potential, making it difficult to take decisive action or trust in your own path. However, Stoic philosophy offers practical tools to confront and overcome this inner obstacle, transforming hesitation into confidence and self-trust. These practices are not abstract ideals, but actionable steps that can empower you to face self-doubt with resilience and wisdom. The first step in addressing self-doubt is recognizing it for what it is, a collection of thoughts and fears, not an objective reality. Self-doubt often arises from comparing yourself to others or focusing on your perceived shortcomings. However, Stoicism teaches that your worth is not tied to external measures or opinions, but to how you live in alignment with your values. By anchoring your sense of self in what you can control, your choices and actions, you reclaim power over your inner dialogue. This perspective helps dismantle the influence of self-doubt, shifting your focus from what you lack to what you can do. Engaging in reflective journaling is a practice that allows you to confront self-doubt head-on. Writing down your fears and uncertainties brings them into the open, where they can be examined rationally. Often doubts lose their grip when exposed to scrutiny. This process helps you separate realistic concerns from irrational fears, creating clarity about what steps you can take to address challenges. Reflective journaling also provides a record of your progress, reminding you of past successes and moments when you overcame similar doubts. This tangible evidence strengthens your confidence and reinforces your ability to move forward. Acting in the face of self-doubt is another powerful Stoic principle. Waiting for confidence to arrive before taking action often leads to stagnation, as doubt feeds on inaction. Instead, taking small, deliberate steps, despite uncertainty, builds momentum and proves to yourself that you are capable. Each action, no matter how small, reinforces your self-trust, gradually diminishing the power of doubt. Over time, this practice creates a positive feedback loop, where action leads to confidence and confidence fuels further action. Practicing detachment from outcomes is essential for overcoming self-doubt. Much of the fear that fuels doubt stems from worrying about failure or judgment. Detachment doesn't mean indifference, but rather focusing on the effort you put into your actions rather than the results. By letting go of the need for a specific outcome, you free yourself from the anxiety of meeting external expectations. This perspective allows you to act with integrity and purpose, knowing that your worth is not contingent on success or approval. Reframing challenges as opportunities for growth is another Stoic practice that counters self-doubt. When faced with difficulties, doubt often whispers that you are not capable or ready. However, Stoicism teaches that challenges are not obstacles, but teachers, offering valuable lessons and strengthening resilience. Shifting your mindset from fear of failure to curiosity about what you can learn transforms doubt into motivation. Each challenge becomes a chance to grow, and every step forward reinforces your belief in your ability to navigate life's complexities. Practicing self-compassion is a habit that softens the harshness of self-doubt. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of treating yourself with the same patience and kindness you would offer a friend. Self-doubt often thrives on self-criticism, amplifying every perceived mistake or weakness. By acknowledging your humanity and embracing imperfection, you create a more supportive inner dialogue. Self-compassion doesn't mean lowering your standards, but recognizing that growth is a journey, not a destination, and setbacks are part of the process. Grounding yourself in the present moment is another Stoic tool for combating self-doubt. Doubt often arises when your mind drifts into the future, imagining scenarios of failure or inadequacy. Returning your focus to the present shifts your attention to what you can do right now. This practice quiets the noise of hypothetical fears and brings clarity to your actions. Whether through mindful breathing, focusing on a single task, or engaging fully with your surroundings, grounding yourself in the present reduces the grip of self-doubt and enhances your ability to act with purpose. Seeking wisdom from others is a practice that enriches your perspective and counters the isolation of self-doubt. Stoicism values the role of mentors, friends, and community in fostering growth. Sharing your doubts with someone you trust can provide insights and encouragement that shift your mindset. Others often see your potential more clearly than you do, offering perspectives that illuminate strengths you may overlook. This connection also reminds you that doubt is a shared human experience, reducing its power by normalizing it. Embracing the concept of enough is another key to overcoming self-doubt. The pursuit of perfection often fuels doubt, as no achievement ever feels sufficient. Stoicism teaches that contentment comes not from having everything but from appreciating what you have and recognizing your efforts. By defining your own standards of success based on your values rather than external comparisons, you free yourself from the constant pressure to prove your worth. This acceptance creates a foundation of confidence that is resilient to the fluctuations of life. Revisiting your values regularly strengthens your sense of purpose and diminishes self-doubt. When doubt arises, it often stems from losing sight of what truly matters. Clarifying your values and aligning your actions with them grounds you in your principles, providing a steady anchor amidst uncertainty. This alignment fosters a sense of integrity and self-trust, as you know that your choices are guided by what is most important to you, rather than by fear or external pressures. Practicing gratitude shifts your perspective from what you lack to what you have, reducing the power of self-doubt. Gratitude reminds you of your strengths, achievements, and the support around you, countering the narrative of insufficiency that doubt often creates. By focusing on what is going well and what you appreciate, you create a mindset of abundance that fosters confidence and resilience. Gratitude doesn't ignore challenges, but helps you approach them with a sense of possibility rather than defeat. Committing to lifelong learning reframes self-doubt as part of the growth process. Doubt often arises when you expect yourself to have all the answers or skills immediately. By embracing the idea that learning and improvement are ongoing, you give yourself permission to be a work in progress. This mindset shifts your focus from what you don't know to what you can learn, transforming doubt into curiosity and motivation. Each step of learning builds competence and confidence, reinforcing your ability to navigate uncertainty. Stoic practices for overcoming self-doubt are not quick fixes, but enduring habits that reshape your relationship with uncertainty and fear. By integrating these principles into your life, you build a foundation of self-trust, resilience, and purpose. Over time, self-doubt loses its grip, replaced by a quiet confidence that allows you to face challenges with clarity and strength. These practices empower you to act authentically and live with a sense of fulfillment, free from the constraints of hesitation and uncertainty. Having addressed the challenges of self-doubt and the practices to overcome it, the natural progression is to delve deeper into the strength that Stoicism cultivates: resilience. Resilience is not merely about enduring hardship. It is the ability to adapt, recover, and thrive in the face of challenges. Life is unpredictable, and moments of difficulty are inevitable. What defines your journey is how you navigate those moments with clarity, wisdom, and strength. Stoic philosophy provides timeless rules to build resilience that doesn't waver, allowing you to face adversity with a steady heart and a determined mind. The first rule is to accept what you cannot control. Much of life's suffering stems from resisting circumstances beyond your influence. Fighting reality only creates frustration and drains energy. By accepting the inevitability of change and uncertainty, you free yourself to focus on what you can influence. This shift in perspective allows you to approach challenges with clarity and purpose, rather than being overwhelmed by frustration or fear. Learning to embrace discomfort is another cornerstone of resilience. Adversity is not something to avoid, but an opportunity to grow stronger. Resilience is forged in moments of struggle, where discomfort teaches lessons that ease and comfort cannot. Facing discomfort head-on, whether it's physical, emotional, or situational, builds endurance and a deeper understanding of your capabilities. Each instance of stepping outside your comfort zone strengthens your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. Maintaining a focus on your values anchors you in turbulent times. When external events are chaotic, your values act as a compass, guiding your actions and decisions. Resilience isn't about reacting to every situation, but about responding in alignment with your principles. By staying true to your values, you create a sense of purpose and consistency that steadies you, no matter how unpredictable the circumstances. Practicing gratitude even in difficulty cultivates a mindset of resilience. Gratitude shifts your perspective from what is lacking to what remains, reinforcing the abundance in your life. It fosters a sense of hope and positivity that counterbalances hardship. Even in the midst of loss or struggle, gratitude helps you see the lessons, connections, and strengths that emerge from those experiences. This practice builds emotional endurance and reminds you of your capacity to navigate challenges. Self-awareness is essential for resilience, as it helps you recognize your emotions and patterns in moments of stress. Understanding your triggers, strengths, and limitations allows you to approach challenges with greater clarity and intention. Self-awareness also enables you to recognize when you need rest, support, or a shift in perspective, ensuring that you maintain balance and avoid burnout. By knowing yourself, you build a foundation of resilience rooted in self-trust and adaptability. Another rule for building resilience is to view setbacks as temporary and solvable. Challenges often feel overwhelming when they are perceived as permanent or insurmountable. Resilience requires the ability to see obstacles as part of a larger journey rather than the end of the road. This mindset fosters optimism and determination, encouraging you to seek solutions and adapt to new circumstances. Each step forward, no matter how small, reinforces your ability to overcome. Cultivating patience strengthens resilience by allowing you to endure delays, uncertainties, and setbacks without losing focus. Patience is not passive. It is an active state of trust in the process and your ability to navigate it. By practicing patience, you create space for reflection and thoughtful action, reducing the impulsivity that often leads to mistakes. This habit fosters a sense of calm and steadiness, enabling you to face challenges with composure and resolve. Connecting with others provides a source of strength during difficult times. Resilience is not built in isolation. It is supported by relationships that offer encouragement, perspective, and shared wisdom. Reaching out to others for support or offering your own to someone in need strengthens bonds and reminds you of the interconnectedness of humanity. These connections create a network of resilience that helps you navigate challenges with a sense of belonging and mutual strength. Developing a growth mindset transforms how you approach adversity. Resilience grows when you view challenges as opportunities to learn and evolve. A growth mindset encourages curiosity and adaptability, helping you find meaning and value in difficult experiences. This perspective reduces fear of failure, as each setback becomes a stepping stone for improvement. By focusing on growth rather than perfection, you cultivate resilience that adapts and thrives. Lastly, practicing humility enhances resilience by grounding you in reality and openness. Humility allows you to acknowledge your vulnerabilities and seek help when needed, rather than pretending to have all the answers. It fosters a willingness to learn and grow from others, strengthening your ability to face challenges with clarity and collaboration. Humility also reduces the ego's grip, freeing you from unnecessary pride or fear of judgment. Building unshakable resilience is not about eliminating hardship, but about transforming how you engage with it. By integrating these Stoic rules into your life, you create a foundation of strength that allows you to face adversity with courage and clarity. Resilience becomes not just a tool for survival, but a path to growth and fulfillment, enabling you to navigate life's challenges with unwavering confidence and purpose. Resilience thrives in simplicity. Complexity, whether in thoughts, possessions, or commitments, drains energy and scatters focus. The Stoic philosophy teaches that a simplified life is not about living with less for its own sake, but about making room for what truly matters. By cutting away the noise and excess, you create clarity and cultivate a deeper sense of purpose. Simplifying life is an art of subtraction, where removing what is unnecessary allows you to fully embrace what brings meaning and peace. The first step toward simplification is understanding the value of intentionality. Much of life's complexity arises from saying yes too often, to obligations, distractions, or habits that add little value. Intentionality involves pausing before committing and asking whether something aligns with your values and goals. By choosing only what serves your purpose, you reduce the burden of unnecessary tasks and create space for meaningful engagement. Simplifying your environment fosters a sense of mental clarity. Physical clutter often mirrors internal disarray, and decluttering your surroundings can have a profound impact on your mindset. Removing items that no longer serve a purpose or bring joy clears the physical and emotional space they occupy. This practice is not about deprivation, but about curating an environment that supports your well-being and focus. Each item kept should earn its place by contributing positively to your life. Time is one of the most precious resources, yet it is often spent thoughtlessly. Simplifying how you spend your time requires prioritizing activities that align with your values and goals while letting go of those that don't. This means learning to say no, not out of selfishness, but out of respect for your time and energy. When your schedule reflects your true priorities, you live with greater purpose and less stress. The Stoic principle of focusing on what is within your control naturally simplifies life. Worrying about external factors like others' opinions, the past or the future, creates mental clutter and emotional weight. Redirecting your energy toward what you can influence, your thoughts, actions, and attitudes, frees you from this unnecessary burden. This practice reduces anxiety and fosters a sense of empowerment, allowing you to navigate life with clarity. Relationships, while essential, can also become a source of complexity. Simplifying relationships involves focusing on quality over quantity, nurturing connections that bring mutual support and growth. Letting go of toxic or draining relationships is an act of self-respect that creates space for more meaningful interactions. This doesn't mean avoiding challenges within relationships, but recognizing when a connection no longer serves either person's well-being. Simplifying your digital life is another crucial step. Technology, while useful, often overwhelms with endless notifications, messages, and information. Setting boundaries, such as designated times for checking emails or limiting social media use, reduces mental clutter and fosters greater focus. This intentional approach ensures that technology serves your life rather than dictating it, freeing up time and energy for deeper engagement with the present. Reducing your attachment to material possessions is a key aspect of simplification. Stoicism teaches that true contentment comes from within, not from external things. While possessions can bring comfort and convenience, excessive attachment to them creates dependency and fear of loss. By embracing the principle of enough, you shift your focus from acquiring more to appreciating what you already have. This mindset fosters gratitude and reduces the stress of constant striving. Simplifying your mental space involves challenging and reframing unhelpful thoughts. Overthinking, self-criticism, and rumination create unnecessary complexity in your inner world. Stoicism encourages observing thoughts without judgment and focusing on constructive ones. This practice helps you let go of mental clutter and cultivate a sense of calm and clarity. By prioritizing thoughts that align with your values, you create a mental environment that supports resilience and peace. Letting go of the need for perfection simplifies life in profound ways. The pursuit of perfection often leads to frustration and a sense of never being enough. Accepting imperfection, both in yourself and in others, reduces stress and fosters self-compassion. This doesn't mean settling for mediocrity, but embracing the reality that growth and progress are ongoing processes. This perspective allows you to focus on what truly matters, rather than being consumed by unrealistic expectations. Simplifying your goals brings focus and direction. Ambition is valuable, but pursuing too many goals at once divides your energy and attention. By prioritizing a few meaningful goals, you ensure that your efforts are impactful and aligned with your purpose. This approach fosters a sense of accomplishment and clarity, as each step forward feels intentional and manageable. Mindful consumption is another practice that reduces complexity. Consuming with awareness, whether it's food, media, or information, helps you avoid excess and focus on what nourishes you. This intentional approach prevents overwhelm and fosters a sense of balance and contentment. By being mindful of what you allow into your life, you create space for what truly supports your well-being. Practicing gratitude simplifies life by shifting your perspective. Gratitude encourages you to focus on abundance rather than scarcity, reducing the impulse to seek more or compare yourself to others. This mindset fosters contentment and helps you recognize the richness of what you already have. Gratitude creates emotional simplicity as it shifts your focus from external validation to internal fulfillment. Simplifying life also involves embracing stillness. In a world that often glorifies busyness, taking time to pause and reflect creates space for clarity. Stillness is not about doing nothing, but about being fully present with yourself and your thoughts. This practice helps you reconnect with your values and intentions, reducing the noise of external demands. Stillness fosters a sense of peace and purpose, grounding you in what truly matters. By adopting these Stoic principles of simplification, you create a life that is clear, focused, and deeply meaningful. Simplifying is not about doing less, but about doing what matters most. It is an ongoing process of aligning your actions, environment, and mindset with your values, creating a sense of harmony and purpose that supports your well-being and growth. In simplicity, you find the freedom to live fully and authentically. Our journey through the 11 bad habits that damage your brain has revealed how everyday choices impact your mental clarity, resilience, and overall well-being. From the dangers of chronic exposure to negativity, toxic influences, and poor dietary decisions to the silent effects of stress and modern distractions, each habit offers an opportunity for reflection and change. Stoicism teaches that transformation begins with awareness and intentional action. By addressing these habits, you empower yourself to protect your mind, sharpen your focus, and live with greater purpose and fulfillment. Now it's your turn. Which habit spoke to you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insight could inspire someone else on their journey. And if you found value in this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Join our community as we explore more timeless wisdom for a life of strength, clarity, and meaning. Together, let's make every step forward a deliberate one. See you in the next video.